They're not trapped in there with the ghosts. The ghosts are trapped in there with them. Tonight on Cinema Rewind, we're unlocking the glass house of horrors that is 13 Ghosts from 2001, one of the most iconic and chaotic remakes of the early 2000s. So just stick around. I'm going to roll the intro and we'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to Cinema Rewind, the series where we rewind the tapes and films that terrified us, thrilled us, and shaped the way we watch cinema. Now, I'm GC, the host of Face the Movies and the Friday Night Fright Night podcast. This is episode 20, and tonight we're diving into the supernatural spectacle that is 13 Ghosts from 2001, a remake of the 1960 William Castle classic, packed with the early 2000s energy, practical effects, and unforgettable, not unforgivable, creature design. With me, as always, is my co-host Jordan from the Movie Den. Unfortunately, Steven couldn't make it this week. And we did have a special guest tonight, Tim from the Dread broadcast. Unfortunately, he had a last-minute emergency, so he wasn't able to make it either. So just going to be me and Jordan and you guys rocking it tonight. Now, let's get Jordan in here so we could start the party, get the party going. Oh, there he is.
What's up, dude?
Nothing much, brother. How's it going?
Oh man, just excited to get my thoughts of this movie. No, it's back there. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it.
Oh, you're talking about this masterpiece right here?
There it is, right there. Yep, that's it.
Dude, I'm so excited to talk about it, man. I know I grew up with this film since high school, and I know you just literally recently watched it. So coming from two different eras of watching this film from when it first came out to now, I'm so stoked to be able to hear your thoughts on it. I know there's going to be some interesting stuff in there, that's for sure. But before we jump in there, let's hit up the chat here. Let's see who's in here. We've got our usual suspect, PP Dangler. What's up, man?
What's up, PP?
And then I love it, man. We have to say it like that at least once in here.
Yes.
But let's see here. Yo, what's up, fellas? Never was a huge fan of this movie. Just revisited last year. Are they making a TV show or something? Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That was a topic we wanted to talk about tonight. There is talks about a TV series. I saw a poster yesterday mentioning 2025. Apparently, it said something about Matthew Lillard being attached to it. However, we know how the internet is. There's a lot of speculation and stuff going on. But what I can say is that I heard about this a year or two ago, and they were talking about in the series that they were planning on doing each episode would be based on one of the ghosts. I can understand it would limit the series to only 13 episodes, or I guess 12 episodes. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I think that's going to be one of those situations where we're pretty much just going to have to wait and see what happens. It would be interesting to kind of hear the backstories and see how these ghosts became those
I think
ghosts.
That's pretty cool. They could do a 13th episode. It's the finale, the final one.
Yeah.
It would definitely be a limited series, similar to like what Netflix is doing. I mean, a lot of the TV shows are doing nowadays, streaming shows.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, and that's the only thing. It would be interesting if it did well. How would they explain like a season 2 or something? Unless they do some sort of prequel to kind of like the guy where he's like how he became rich and how he was able to come up with the idea to collect the ghosts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting. I feel like if they would do it, it would be smart just to limit it to just the limited series, kind of like The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
And then Haunting of Bly Manor and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, that would be epic, man, just to get something like that. And hopefully if they were to pursue that, they do it now with the practicality that we have and special effects and all that stuff. I'm sure they could revamp it and make it so much better.
Yeah, imagine Matthew Lillard coming back, but this time as Cyrus.
Oh, dude.
That would be pretty cool.
See, that I would love that just because, dude, Matthew Lillard could do for any role, man. Especially like we're talking about behind the scenes, we're talking about the life of Chuck. He's in that film. He has a small role in it, and absolutely killed it. So I could only imagine him being Cyrus, and just see him all like unhinged. That'd be sick, man. And we got Alexander. What's going on?
What's going on, Alexander?
Pink Palace Movies. Good evening. Great to see you here. Oh, that's right. We got Movie Den in the house.
Ha! I'm here.
It says, did you guys hear they're making Yeah, well, yeah, I'm already answering a little late, sorry. But guys, we've got somebody in here, and let's take a moment and let's send this guy awesome energy. This dude is one of the best. We got Steven in here. Today's his birthday. So dude, happy freaking birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
And then, oh crap. Oh, okay, here we go. Sorry guys, I switched tabs here. But I'm all clicking things. I'm all over the place today. But yeah, that's it for right now. We'll check back in a little bit. Now, for anybody that hasn't seen the film, watching, might be a little rusty, don't remember too much what's going on. I'm going to give you a quick little synopsis, update you real quick. Now, when widower Arthur Criticos inherits his eccentric uncle's glass mansion, which is Cyrus, he and his family quickly discover it's more than just a modern architectural wonder. It's a prison built to contain 12 vengeful spirits. As they explore the shifting glass walls, the family realizes they're trapped inside a deadly ghost machine designed to open the eye of hell itself. 13 spirits, one house, and no way out. Now, as far as for the cast, and this is not talking about the ghosts or anything like that, it's a pretty small cast, which is nice and tight knit. We've got Tony Shalhoub, which plays Arthur Criticos. He was in Monk, The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Shannon Elizabeth, she plays Katie, which is the daughter. And she was, obviously we know her, Shannon Elizabeth. We know her from American Pie, Scary Movie, and so on. And then in this film. Now, she was kind of killing it during that time. She was in, like, dude, I mean, between 1999, 1998, and forward into the 2000s, like, she was just being placed in everything. She was kind of the Sydney Sweeney of their time.
Yeah, she definitely was. I remember because I was shocked. I didn't know Shannon Elizabeth was in this. I saw that. I was like, oh, I mean, it makes sense of the time, you know, if there's a movie and you need a good looking character, she's one of the few that are going to be casted.
Oh, dude, yeah, especially back then, man. I mean, you know what? Like that new campaign that they were doing, it's like she's got great genes. So so they put her in there, man.
Yep.
And then obviously one of the best, Matthew freaking Lillard. He plays Dennis Rafkin, which is pretty much like that psychic that's helping Cyrus around to collect the ghosts. And I mean, we know Matthew from pretty much everything from the early 90s till now. I mean, we got Scream, we got Scooby-Doo, we've got Hackers. And then we have Ra Digga, which plays Maggie, which is the babysitter of the family. And she was in a film called Carmen, a hip opera from 2001. I've never seen it. But obviously she's a rapper. She did a song for the film that plays in the credits. And then she like towards the end and stuff, like it starts playing. And then we've got F. Murray Abraham, which plays Cyrus, the brother of Arthur. Jesus, guys. And he was in Amadeus from 1984 and Scarface from 1983, which is funny because now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember him in Scarface. Mm-hmm. He was like one of the goons. And then we have Kalina, which plays, I guess, like a spirit activist.
She's the one that like just shows up and they don't know who she is or why she's there. That's Kalina, her, right? Okay.
Yeah. She was also in the beginning of the film where she was with that guy that she shows up and she's kind of like, Cyrus, you can't be doing this to ghosts and stuff. But she was in Army of Darkness, 1992, and she was in Matilda, 1996. But that's
who was she in Matilda? Was she the mom or?
I think she was the teacher.
It's been so long since I've seen Matilda.
Yeah, I could have swore she was a teacher, but
she probably was.
Dude, yeah, it's I haven't seen Matilda since like VHS days when I was a kid. But it's funny because she looks like the wife of Arthur in this film. Like they both looked almost the same. So in the
Yeah.
beginning of this film, I was so confused because I was like, wait a minute, doesn't she die in that fire? Like, what
What's
did she
what was her name again? The
Oh,
actress?
Embeth Davids.
Yeah, she's Miss Honey. There we go. I was
Yeah.
looking up the cast.
She looks so different in this film with the short hair. And I think that's what it was. The short hair and the
Yeah.
nose piercing kind of threw it off a little bit. But yeah, that's it, guys, for the cast. So now we're fully updated. We all know what we're talking about here, so we don't get thrown around here. Yeah, and Pink Palace movie says, yeah, it was Miss Honey Matilda. And Alexander says, happy birthday to Steven with a V, not with a PH. There we go. That's Steven. Dude, I swear, whenever you say Steven, doesn't the movie The Cable Guy pop in your head?
Yeah.
When he's like, Steven.
Steven. When every time Alexander says that, have you seen that meme where it's like a Starbucks drink order and Steven with a PH, but it's PHTEVEN and has the dog with the big overbite? Steven.
Steven.
Yeah.
Dude, it reminds me when they're playing that game, and they have to guess the password, and he's like, the password is Nippo.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it. He's like, you
I need
have
to see that movie again.
Oh, dude, it's so freaking, and the soundtrack is fantastic. Which is off topic, but Jim Carrey, actually, there's a song in there that he does karaoke. Find somebody to love, and he actually sings that, and it's in the soundtrack too, like his
Oh,
actual
really?
recording. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch it because it's been a while since I've seen The Cable Guy. That's one of those out of Jim Carrey's catalog that I never watched a lot of, but I'll have to go back and check it out for
Dude,
sure.
it's such a great movie when you revisit it, especially because as for people like us that love cinema, collect physical media, and his story in the movie, it reminds me almost of like Fade to Black, where like his thing where like being where there's a certain line that you could cross where you could kind of be, it could be too much of an
Mhm.
obsession. And obviously this movie's meant to be like a comedy with Jim Carrey, but it also has that message behind it with him
Yeah.
growing up watching TV and stuff. And it's just such an interesting one, man. But all right, let's go ahead and jump into the icebreakers. Now it's just us two, so we'll do it just to mess around because I also want to hear the thoughts of everybody watching with these. But we'll start with the fun ones, and then
Yeah.
we'll move on to the serious. Now, for the first one, which ghost would you least want chasing you through that glass maze?
Oh, so I was trying to figure that out. I was watching and I was like, man, um, it's either the hammer, that dude with like the nails where he just pulls them out and has a
Oh
big
yeah,
sledgehammer, or the jackal. The jackal, it was creepy. The one that had the head cage on.
yeah, dude.
I would lean I don't know. The jackal's pretty scary.
Dude, the jackal freaked like it that creeped me out. You have like that Titan guy, that freaking giant like juggernaut dude. He
Oh, the juggernaut. Yeah.
Yeah, he was creepy as hell, but with him it's like he was like a Jason Voorhees type of character where he
Yeah.
walked slower. But dude, that yeah, the hammer and I think that dude was like gnarly looking, and then the jackal was the one that was fast as shit and just crazy. Like,
Yeah. I would have to go
dude,
with I think the jackal.
yeah.
PP said, the one with the cage of the head.
Yeah, that yeah, man, that dude freaking I agree with I think we sealed the deal there because that one's like especially when he starts tearing into her and dude
Yeah.
not to jump too fast into it, but that scene where she's getting the dad's like looking and there's nobody there and she's just
Mhm.
getting dragged back. Dude, that was so freaking cool.
It almost reminded me of like Nightmare on Elm Street
Yeah.
when I forget the guy's name, Steve. I think it's Steve. Wasn't that his name? Who's was dating Nancy or not Nancy?
Oh, the friend. What
Yeah.
the hell is
What's her name?
Let me see here.
Isn't it? I think it is. I'm terrible with names, guys, and so you're gonna learn that. As you watch me, I am awful, awful with names.
Dude, I am the same way, brother. Like sometimes if you see my videos, like you'll see my
Tina,
face. Tina, there we go, Tina.
Tina, yeah. So that whole scene, it reminded me of that. Rod, it was
Yeah,
Rod. So when Rod was watching Tina just get ripped apart, that's what it kind of reminded me of.
dude, that it was so cool because I I know they did it differently with this one. They use kind of like a pulley system. And then you see at one moment where Shannon Elizabeth gets like when she hits the wall and she really did bump her head. Like you see that
Okay.
scene and like she really does bump it. It wasn't a stunt double or anything. But yeah, it's so well done the way they did it, man. Especially with the flashing every so often. It was like between horror and almost having a freaking seizure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this whole movie is. I mean, it's like when did this come out? 90
2001.
or 2001, dude. It feels just like a early 2000s movie. It's so funny.
Oh yeah. No, dude, it really is like the acting and the like even the way they behaved, everything was just so
Mhm.
different, man. So different.
Yeah,
Like the nanny was just unfiltered, unhinged. That she was
yeah.
funny as hell. Yeah, the hammer, absolutely. We got Broke Boogeyman. What's up, man? Thank you for
What's up,
joining us.
dude?
Now, let's see here. Now that we've established one of the creepiest ghosts that we don't want to be around, the next one is if you could redesign the Black Zodiac with new modern ghosts, what kind would you add?
Oh wow, that's something I'd have to think about.
Do you think you would throw in like the Tar Man from Return of the Living Dead in there?
I mean, if we're picking characters from other films, yeah, I'd probably use him. Um,
Because I'm
that's
trying to,
actually a good one. There's a few. What would you do?
dude. I think I would do Tar Man. That would be an interesting one. As a ghost, I think like Pumpkinhead would be like creepy as shit. That could replace that Juggernaut guy because it's
Yeah,
Pumpkinhead's like huge. Um,
throw in Pyramid Head too. Why not
oh my god, man.
replace him with the Jackal or something like
Oh,
that?
dude, they're gonna need to build a bigger glass house at that point, like for the
Yeah,
remake to fit these freaking giant beasts in there, man.
yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think. The dude, the red face guy from Insidious,
Oh yeah,
that creepy dude.
the demon looking
Yeah,
plays the what's that Tiny Tim music?
yeah. That
Yeah,
would be one that I'd put in there because I mean, to me, that it's creepy as hell. So I would have that. What other characters?
I'm
I
trying
want
to
to say
look at my movies to get an idea of like creatures.
like I want to say Slender Man would be interesting, but at the same time, like I don't know, just because you can't see the face, it wouldn't be as. And we already have a lot of big people in there.
Yeah,
Um, like Leprechaun could probably replace the Jackal.
you could put some of them from Critters. Put a couple of those in there as filler.
Yeah. Hell. Oh, I mean Pinhead. Imagine that, dude. That'd be freaking.
Pinhead, the Chatterer. You can do him. Um,
Oh, Pinhead could replace the Hammer too. That
yeah, yeah, you could do that. There was one I just thought of, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know.
Leatherface.
It'll come back to me. I'm trying to think of like creatures, like
Yeah, because it's hard to. Oh, I was thinking of the ghost from The Shining, the one in the tub
oh yeah,
in the
the
bathroom.
woman. Yep,
Yeah, to kind of replace. Oh, the poltergeist.
the
Maybe Dangler
poltergeist is a
says
good one. Yeah,
the clown
uh,
from the poltergeist.
dude, Pennywise. Throw Pennywise
Oh,
in there.
but now are we talking original or the remake Pennywise?
Tim Curry,
Tim
always Tim
Curry all the
Curry.
way. Okay.
That's mine. Yeah. Oh, Pan's. That's a good one. So Pink Palace movies from Pan's Labyrinth. The hand. The what was the
Oh,
eyeballs in the hand? Have you ever seen that movie?
dude, I recently saw it 2 months ago. I cannot believe I hadn't seen it, and absolutely fantastic.
Dude, some of
Like,
the creature effects in that movie are
yeah,
incredible.
no, it was an incredible film. I cannot believe I went this long without seeing it,
Mhm.
and I definitely want to pick this one up. Like, that's one that I want to get for the next Criterion. Well, I guess next month,
Yeah, I was
whenever
gonna
the
say
next
that's where I
Criterion
would
sale.
get it. I would love to see them do a 4K, but after them seeing them do Breakfast Club finally, I have hope that they'll probably bring it to 4K.
Yeah. Well, damn. Now you're making me think if I should, because if I make the ultimate sacrifice and get that Blu-ray, and
Well,
then they
here,
release it.
let me look at something real quick.
Now, while Jordan goes and checks, guys, let me know in the comments what ghosts would you want replaced from this movie, and like with which ones, like what ideas you could come up with your own too. So if you want to come up with some crazy gnarly looking ones, throw that in there.
So here's the
Oh, okay.
Criterion, but it's a 2K scan, so they would have to do a new scan of it. So I
Oh,
don't know like how likely that is, because I know like with Breakfast Club, there's a couple of other ones that they were 4K scans that only released on the Blu-ray. So
damn. I would have said if it was a 4K scan on a Blu-ray, I would have been content with that. But
mhm.
I mean, 2K still. I mean,
I mean,
it's
it still looks good. I mean, I'm
oh
not
yeah.
complaining. So yeah,
Now, sorry. So now that we've rounded up a few ghosts, now we're gonna jump into the serious question. Now, Jordan, I know because you just watched this one, I don't know how much this question will pertain, but anybody that has seen the other one, let us know. Now, do you think 13 Ghosts works better as a remake or as its own standalone horror movie? But again, I know that you just saw this one, so it would be kind of hard to gauge compared to the original. I personally have not seen the original. Um,
I haven't seen the original either.
yeah. So, and I did see in the making of this one that they kind of try to do their own thing. Like I know from what I heard when the original came out, which was really cool, they did this whole 3D effect. It was like one of the first times that they were trying to do this type of technology. So when you went to the theater, they had the special glasses that you would
Mhm.
wear to watch the movie, so the ghosts in the film actually stood out more. Eh, which is freaking like, dude, crazy to think during that time because this was in it's 1960s.
Yeah, Indicator looks like they have a release of this.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't
Yeah,
know. I didn't know they did that one. Wonder if it comes with the glasses.
that'd be cool.
Dude, that's crazy. In 1960, they were like, "Oh, let's try 3D." But I heard that William Castle, he liked experimenting a lot with his films. So it wasn't the first time that he was trying to bring some new technology and new stuff. He really wanted to make like the cinematic experience as enjoyable as possible for people and just always make it a
Mhm.
different experience. So that's cool. I definitely want to check that one out um and just see the difference. But from what I've
Yeah.
heard, this one's totally I know with the glasses in this film that was their way of adding that nod to the original.
Mhm.
So they didn't want people to have to wear glasses during this movie, but they were like, "Hey, we're gonna put them in there, and when the person wears it, it's almost like you're wearing it."
Yeah.
But so that's it for the icebreakers, guys. And let's jump into our. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Let me see. I have a comment here. PP says, "Ever seen the original? That sounds cool though." The glass, yeah,
That's
absolutely,
pretty
man.
early on, definitely.
I mean, if people hated the 80s, like in 90s, when like 3D was starting to really take off, I can only imagine what the 60s 3D looks like.
Yeah, because I mean, I wonder with the glasses if they were like the traditional red and blue or how they were.
Yeah. That's gonna be an interesting. If anybody knows, anybody watching, let us know in the comments because that'd be pretty cool to find out. I know back in the day too, they had comic books that came with like the 3D glasses and stuff like that. But they were
Oh,
always like,
that's cool.
yeah, the
Sorry,
blue and
sorry, I'm
red.
I'm looking at it right now. So it's like a viewer, and if you look through the red lens, says the ghost viewer. And if you look through the blue lens, it's the ghost remover. So I think you can
Oh,
look through both, and I wonder if it had to have been the way they painted them up or something. But yeah, that's what it seems like.
dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh man. I wonder if we could imagine us just finding all this stuff on eBay.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure
just
you
you
can
hold
find it on there.
you just have yeah, it's like a monocle. You just have to hold one per eye. You're like, oh, I want to see a ghost now. All right, let me switch it up here. Now, dude, let's jump in to the story itself. Obviously, again, me growing up with this film, I remember when it first came out, I was just freaking my little high school brain was just exploded all over the damn place. I was like, this is so freaking crazy. Shannon Elizabeth and ghosts, and this is awesome. But now, dude, for your first time watching this
Mhm.
film in 2025, let's let's talk about the ghosts and their
Okay.
backgrounds and all that stuff. How did you feel about like the design of the ghosts, the practical effects, kind of a little bit of their backstories? Did you enjoy that, or did you feel like certain things were kind of cheesy? They were like, they're okay.
For the most part, I did like the ghost. I think I thought it was really interesting, like the whole scene with Elizabeth Shannon when she's in the bathroom and she goes to the bathtub, turns on the water, and
Yeah,
we see the ghost there. I thought that was a really cool thing they did there. The ghost effects and the design of the ghosts I thought were great. Very, very creepy, very um Silent Hill esque look to them, I think. They
dude.
look to
Yeah.
me a lot of them straight out of a video game.
Dude, it was crazy how we obviously know that there was CGI in this film for a
Mhm.
lot of stuff, because nobody's gonna build a machine to get to the Eye of Hell for a movie. But it is interesting how not only did they build the house itself, and I believe it was like two different layers. Like they filmed everything on the first floor, then they tore it all down the next day and built the other floor for the rest of it. But for the ghosts themselves, dude, that was all practical effects. Like, dude, they sat there for 6 hours. I know the hammer and I want to call him the Juggernaut for some
I
reason.
think that's his name.
Is it?
The
Maybe,
main, like the big dude.
huh? Let me
I thought it was
let me see because I wanted to call him like a Titan or something, but
or
let me take a
maybe
look.
that's what it was.
Let me see here. You guys probably hearing all the freaking clacking. Well,
Yeah, the Juggernaut.
the Juggernaut. Okay, he sounds like an X Men. Like he he sounds like actually, I think there is like some sort of X Men or something
There
that are
is.
called the Juggernaut. Okay, there it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, yeah.
It's the dude with like the massive head thing
Oh,
that
the
he wears.
dome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the dome.
So yeah, that's why I kept confusing it. But so yeah, so for that guy and for the hammer, I know that they were sitting there between 5, 6 hours. I mean, almost as long as Robert England to get their stuff on. And
Oh, I
every
could
single
imagine. Yeah.
dude, yeah, it like I mean, I saw the like actual footage of them getting this stuff on, and dude, I don't know, man. Like I would feel so claustrophobic sitting there for that long and just people like poking and prodding at you the entire time, and you just got to sit still. I know at times they put like little straws in their nose or mouth. You have to
Mhm.
breathe out of like a tiny snorkel. Um, but yeah, I thought that that was fantastic. I thought the ghosts were just cool as hell. Really appreciated it. Obviously, watching this movie now, like the practical effects, they do hold up for me, but like the actual CGI, like with the gears and all that stuff
Yeah.
were super cheesy.
Mhm.
I think the glasses too, like every time the camera tries to go through the glasses, that was a little cheesy as well.
I don't know. I if I could critique, it was the glasses to me. They looked like safety glasses, like you would get to wear on a construction site. And
Yeah,
I
like
thought those.
shooting range type
Yeah,
stuff.
they look like shooting range glasses. Exactly.
I was trying to think too. I was like, man, I know what they were trying to do, but I feel like they could have maybe explained a little bit more of the science behind the glasses. Because I know Matthew says that in the film, he's like, oh, there's this such and such glasses, but that's it. And it's like that's very it's like, oh yeah, it's they're don't worry, they're just ghost watching glasses. It's like, what do you mean freaking ghost watching glasses? Like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Like, I need to know more, man. Like, how the hell did you come up with this shit? Like, this is crazy. But yeah, dude, like out of all the ghosts, what is there one that stuck out to you that like you love the practical effects the most out of?
Oh, for sure the hammer, because there's that scene if you watch where it's like in his shoulder or his collarbone where he pulls a nail out of
Oh
him. And
yeah.
I was like, that's cool. That's some cool practical effects. I thought his was great. I think the hammer was my favorite out of the
Yeah.
ghosts. I think it just that the effect, the look with the nails all over him and carrying around the sledgehammer, that's just scary.
Yeah, he was like a medieval pinhead. Like that's what he
Yeah.
reminded me of. Like
Yeah,
a
he wore like the chainmail and everything. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
He was definitely like a demented blacksmith, which was pretty cool. Like I know, dude, and it's crazy because so for the Hammer and for Juggernaut, they do have interviews with them in the making of the film, and those were
Okay.
the only ones that they interviewed. Like they actually had the few minute interview asking them about the characters and all that stuff and the makeup. So I'm assuming that's what they. I felt like they had a lot more screen time besides the Jackal.
Mhm.
But dude, so watching behind the scenes, the Jackal was so tiny standing compared to the Juggernaut. Like the guy looked like he was like 5 feet. Like it was insane because they're walking together at one point to get ready to film, and the Jackal like runs into him on purpose, and you just see them like staring off at each other, and the freaking guy like the Juggernaut just runs off. But dude, that guy was like so freaking tiny next to him.
The Jackal, yeah. Um, you know, you don't. I'd have to watch the special features because I honestly haven't got to watch them yet. Um, but yeah, that the Juggernaut was pretty creepy too, of course.
Yeah, and then broke Boogeyman saying it's the Juggernaut. Let's see, I wonder if they transposed animation over it. Yeah, and then that's when he was talking about the 3D
Mhm.
glasses from back in the day.
I mean, it would make sense. Like that's how they would have to do it.
Oh yeah, we got
Well, it's
Keith.
kind of. Have you seen? Oh, sorry.
No, no, go ahead, brother.
Have you seen? Now, I don't know what movie it is, but it's an old movie, and it's this scene. It's like early practical effects, and it's so cool. It's this woman, and they painted paint on her face, and they used filter lenses, and it reminded me of what uh,
That's cool.
who was it? Broke Boogeyman had said where. So the woman is she's painted up like a witch, but they put a filter over the lens to block out all the paint, so she looked like a normal older woman you would see anywhere. And then as she's laughing, they transition the filter, and she transitions into that witch, that very gross, ugly, the way her features are. And it's very early
Dude.
on, but it reminded me of that. And that's why I was saying earlier, I wonder if it has something to do with like the way their makeup is on. I don't know.
Yeah, that I'm gonna definitely watch the original, and I'm gonna look into the if there's like the making and the special features and all that because yeah, I'm curious, man. I'm curious how they pulled that off and the thought process behind it. Like, who just sits there and I don't know where they're like, I know how to make them look like 3D or something like that.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. And we got, oh, wait, I already have it out here. Keith Cook. He says, "What's up, dude? I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel." I think he's talking to you, Jordan, because it says it's paired. So I think he's
Oh,
coming from
okay.
your channel, man.
Oh, well, thanks, man. I don't it's not showing on my end if it's paired or not, but thank you, dude. Yeah, it's not showing me of how they're whose channel they're watching on. But dude, thank you. I really do appreciate that. That's awesome.
Hell yeah, man. And then Broke Boogeyman says, "I always thought that was intention for impact resistance." Huh. And it says, and then Keith says, "I'm a big horror fan. I like werewolf horror, zombie horror, vampire horror, slash horror, creepy doll horror, religious horror." Dude, well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, man. October's the month for you because it's all horror, all creepy, everything all month long, which is freaking awesome. Even though a lot of times around here we kind of keep Halloween going throughout the whole year. And then let's see. Oh, we've got Eli in here. What's up, brother?
Dude, what's going on, man? What's up, Eli?
And as Eli says, always says, don't forget to slash that like button and sub to both these awesome channels. Thank you so much, brother. Always
Thanks,
appreciate the
dude.
support, man. You're the best, dude.
Mhm.
And then let's see here. Broke Man says those filters worked wonders on all kinds of different film stock. How they washed and developed them, change their effects. That's cool.
Mhm.
Hey, dude, it
Yeah,
really. Oh no, go ahead.
no, you're good. I was gonna go ahead. I'm gonna look for something real quick on here.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, for anybody that's ever worked with film and developing it themselves, I mean, down to the second, like just developing past a certain time, it really makes such a drastic change in film and photography. I don't know about movies. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's the same or not, but I know for photography, because I do develop my own film every once in a while, and it's dude, it's such a night and day just going over even a few seconds. So it's one of those you have to be on top of, like perfectly, or you'll mess up a whole freaking roll.
Okay, so the movie is, if you guys have a chance, I haven't seen the full movie, but it's from 1937. It's called Shh, the Octopus. And yeah, dude, from 37, just the way,
Wow.
like, here, I'm gonna share this
Yeah.
real quick.
Throw it on
Hold on.
here.
Let me oh, here's a little let's do this. You guys got, I mean, this is so cool. Um so
Give
you
the
see
people
that?
what they want.
So watch,
Oh,
it'll
that's
go
cool.
back. So that's how she looked normal. And then watch it when she takes her thing, they change the filter over the lens and it showed that. I mean, it's all the makeup she has on and
Dude.
filters. That's how that's done. It's so cool.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
Dude,
from
and the
37.
transition was
Yeah,
so smooth.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's crazy.
We should have just had her. We're like, camera one, camera two. No, we should have just had her under us. Like she would have taken Steven's place. We just have her like just hanging out with us the whole time.
Constantly just changing back and forth throughout
Yeah.
the whole video. That's funny.
People are just gonna be distracted and like, what the hell is this? They're just gonna come in here like, who the hell is that?
Yeah,
No, but that's cool, dude. I'm glad you showed us that, man, because
yeah.
ag- again, dude, imagine coming from that to like a movie like this, where you know you have like they have to mess with certain filters and stuff. To this with just practical effects,
Yeah.
all the crazy stuff going on. Um, Now speaking of practical effects, right? Again, we touched. I sound a little Canadian about, but we touched on the CGI and all that stuff, dude. How did you feel about this movie? Like, do you feel like it aged well with CGI and all that stuff?
Not the best. And I think, and I've talked about this in other live streams, and I think it's the lighting is the biggest thing because I
Yeah.
think if you have a film that is heavily CGI'd, but the lighting's good, it'll I think looks great. I think the perfect example is if you've seen obviously Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
and I think I talked about this on our last episode last week, um, where the T Rex first breaks through the barricade. That you guys know that scene in the film. Well, the way they have the lighting, it's very dim and it's kind of spotty throughout on the dinosaur. If it was fully lit, it would look completely ridiculous. But the
Yeah.
way it's lit, it makes it very believable. And I'm just thinking of the end with the gears and the way that thing is spinning right there at the end of 13 Ghosts.
Oh
It's
yeah, dude.
really well lit. And so it's early CGI. I mean, I'm sure at the time for seeing it, when it came out with other films at the time, it probably looked amazing. But it's so funny looking back. You're like, dang.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's funny because I hadn't seen this movie since I think since DVD. I want to say either DVD, the earliest memory I have, and I'm talking about like back in the day, probably 2003. Like when I
Okay.
saw this, 2002, 2003, when I saw it. Um, And yeah, I'm sorry, I just spaced out 'cause I was thinking, I was like, man, like, yeah, was it? But yeah, so watching that in like such a low quality, you don't notice the difference.
Mhm.
But again, also it's like the CGI back then, it was like, oh my God, this is incredible technology. And I'm here
Yeah.
putting in VHS tapes into my VCR. But watching it now on Blu-ray, and this is the Shout Factory release too. I
Yeah.
just put the original cover,
Yeah.
but and I mean we know a lot of their scans are like great, and I mean this one is no exception. And it just to me it was like wow, this is awesome. It was like rewatching it for the first time, especially like the texture, the glistening of like the practical effects of the ghosts' bodies and stuff.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
like I know the Angry Princess, for example, like those scenes, like that bathroom scene with Shannon and Elizabeth, and the princess is looking at herself in the mirror.
Mhm.
Dude, like in her face, and you see like the glistening and the wet hair and the texture. I thought that was so freaking cool. Um, Definitely was so different than what I was used to watching back in the day. But now rewatching, it's like, yeah, there's certain things for sure that it wasn't a lot, but it was the glasses and it was definitely those gears that kind of made it like a little cheesy at times. Like I almost wish like they would have not shown the gears,
Mm.
and I feel like maybe that would have not been. I mean, I know what they were trying to do, but at the same time, it's like maybe they could have done a little darker just not as much, especially when they explode and they don't try to do that whole 3D thing where they almost kind of like fly at you.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's like, come on, guys, like,
Well,
damn
that
it.
was the thing at the time. I mean, that was new technology,
Yeah.
for what they were using it, and they were going to try and show it off.
Yeah, no, it's and they were definitely doing it. That's for sure. I mean, during those early 2000s, they were just 3Ding everything, man.
Mhm.
Like they were just like, you know what? Let's throw Texas Chainsaw. I think there was a yeah, wasn't there a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie in 3D or something?
Yeah, well, not Friday the 13th. There is a Friday the 13th 3D.
Yeah.
My Bloody Valentine was 3D.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I remember, dude, I remember when we first like started talking and stuff and becoming friends. And I remember I was telling you guys, I was like, oh, I'm watching My Bloody Valentine in 3D. Like I found it for like 250. It
Yeah.
came with the 3D glasses. And I think I lasted like maybe 15 minutes. And I was like, yeah, let me take this off. Like I had to like switch over to the normal version because like, yeah, this 3D is killing me.
Were they like the old like paper,
Yeah.
like cardboard? Dude, I remember as a kid going to theaters and seeing the 3D. I hated them because they would cut the back behind my ears.
Oh
And I feel like
yeah.
I would get paper cuts or something back there. Dude, they were so annoying.
Dude, they're so uncomfortable. Like
Mhm.
I'm telling you, like 10, 15 minutes in and you're just sitting and because they're all universal size. So if you're like, I mean, if your head's big or small, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be uncomfortable. Like I always wonder who they made them for. Like,
Yeah, it's like that's my thing is I kind of go back and forth with like the Nightmare on Elm Street collection set
yeah,
with like the 3D. I don't know if I'm going to watch it on 3D because I don't know because I'm not a fan of that. I mean, it's cool, but we'll see.
yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I really wish they would bring it back and like really work with it. And I mean, especially with the technology that we have now. But
Mhm.
I guess they don't want to invest in it because of the market. People are they want the D box action. They'll go to the theater, pay a little
Yeah,
extra, and
yeah.
have a little bit of water like squirted at them and essential oils and all that stuff. Not sure, dude. Have you done that? I know it's a little off topic, but have you done that whole experience where like they put the scents and all that?
One time so me and my wife, we went to a Regal that had I think they have D-Box or it's whatever because I know different theater chains have their own brand. It's essentially the same thing. We saw The Matrix.
What?
And dude, like all the like the scene when they have Morpheus, they are capturing, they're torturing him when he breaks out and he's running and like the sprinkler comes on, dude, the water. And then it was so cool because there's like they have like little air nozzles on each side. So as the guns are going, you're so it was cool. And like the scene where Neo does his, kung fu dodging the bullets thing, the seat kind of went like that.
That's freaking
It's
cool.
neat. Don't eat or drink pop or don't eat popcorn or drink any soda because there's no point at that, right?
Yeah,
But it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty neat. Um, I think there's movies that are made for it, definitely, but I think some are just you just get a headache after. Like watching Endgame might be a little much,
yeah. You're just freaking being thrashed.
or John Wick. Just how much fighting and actions in that movie.
Dude, I just picture us like we walk out, like your glasses are like sideways, like one of us has like a busted lip, and you're just freaking walking
Yeah,
out of one of those movies. You're like, what the hell just happened? You're like sweating. You're like, Jesus Christ.
yeah. Well, like, have you seen the movie The Raid?
I
It's
have it, dude.
it's not a Korean film. I forget what it was, but it's one of those. And dude, you want to talk about an action film? It's incredible. Watch that. But that's what I was thinking of. That'd be another film you wouldn't want to see in like something like a D box.
Yeah. No, I mean, I saw that one of the last Exorcist movies with the two girls, and in that motion seat thing. But this one had like, yeah, it had the actual scent. So it lets out a scent in certain scenes to kind of make you feel
Gross.
like you're there. And dude, let me tell you, like watching an Exorcist movie in motion seats, especially when they're like being thrashed around and stuff, man, it was like, I wish I would have done it for like Maverick or something. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah,
Like
that would be cool.
just get launched into oblivion there. It's like I just paid like $28 to get freaking motion sickness. But yeah, it was okay. TCM 3D. Yeah, that's what it was. I completely forgot about that one. Now, dude, So we talked about practical effects, right? We're talking about the CGI that obviously certain things still hold up pretty great,
Yeah.
but then again, we look back and we're like, again, that CGI was a little rough at times. Unless you're watching this movie like how it came out. Like you're watching this on VHS, you're watching it on DVD, you won't notice so much. Blu-ray, you start noticing.
Mhm.
I don't think I'd want a 4K for this just because that's to where it gets to that line where you really notice the imperfections. Um, Unless they tweak the lighting with it and maybe do some magic. Not sure how that they would pull that off because I wouldn't know. You guys seen my videos. Like there's only so much you can edit with these type of videos. Now, I want to talk about like the ghosts that steal the spotlight, right? We've talked about the hammer. I feel like that's one that you brought up a few times that for you it took out the spotlight. Was there any other ghosts besides like I know hammer, the jackal, that really stuck out?
Um, yeah, well, there was two. There was what I don't know all their names. The princess one, of course, she had a
The angry
pretty
princess.
thank you, princess. She had a pretty big screen time. But there was something the prince. He carried around the sword.
Wait,
You remember?
I thought it was a bat.
Or was it a bat? I don't know.
Oh, the dude with the leather jacket.
Yeah, that had part of his face was all
Oh yeah,
jacked
yeah, that
up.
was a bat. Yeah, yeah.
I see. Yeah, no, he was pretty cool. Oh, the torso.
Dude.
That's another one. The torso.
So I watched the making for that, and it's crazy how they did that, where they kind of had to like help him kind of like move himself around, and they
Mhm.
just put like a thing over his face. But everything else, like the prosthetics and everything, whenever it came to filming that scene, people did not want to be around him because it creeped him out. Out of all the characters, the one that creeped out the most actors was the torso.
Really, I can
Dude,
imagine.
it was, and it was weird to me because it's like, I mean, he had like just saran wrap around him, and that's it. And like, but everybody else, like this guy's pulling nails out of his shoulder, and they're like, "Oh, I'm cool with that one." It's just that torso over there with the saran wrap that I don't want to deal with.
There's that thing over there. I don't want to be near it.
Yeah, it's like freaking. It reminds me of that hand from Adam's Family. He's just there like freaking moving
Oh
around
yeah,
by
yeah.
itself. Dude, yeah. I mean, I think the Angry Princess did a great job. The actress that plays her looks completely different than the
Really?
character. Dude, a complete opposite. Like it was crazy. That's how good that makeup was. But I did feel like for her, um, I don't know. It felt like which I think she did have like a certain like rubber type suit on. I know with the hammer he had one on, and I know with the Juggernaut he had a rubber suit. But they are also like big dudes, so I think that's why they had to put them on them.
Yeah, she definitely had something. You can tell.
Yeah,
Because there was that texture that seemed to that she was wearing some type of suit.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I agree, man. Like a scent, a scent for Exorcist believer would have been crazy, dude. Like I'm telling, like it was like it wasn't a bad smell, but it was definitely something like interesting. I'll say this: it's like almost it smelled like an old building or something. I don't know how the hell they pulled that
Really?
off.
Yeah, they're starting to do that at they did that this year at Hollywood Horror Nights.
Oh, that's
Universal.
cool.
They started doing that. I know with the Terrifier, they would drop water on you to make it like blood, and then they would pump the smell of iron. So
I
it would
remember you
it
telling
would
me that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it would smell like blood.
dude, that's an experience right there.
Hmm.
You just walk out of there, you're like, why do I feel like I just got like that's creative as hell though.
Yeah, it is.
So you get home, it's like, why do I smell like a nickel?
Yeah, right. A dirty penny.
Yeah, dude, seriously. It's like, oh, this is why I paid the express line
Yeah.
fees just to go home and smell like a nickel for like a week. All right, so we talked about the ghosts that steal the spotlight. Now, I want to talk about that house, dude,
Mhm.
because I remember seeing that house when, like, obviously they first pull up and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like, dude, there's no privacy, like at all. And I was thinking about the whole bathroom situation. They do show how the bathroom, the glass, it's kind of like it had a certain material on it. It was like hazy, so you couldn't
It was
see
like
through
a
it.
frosted glass almost.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But it was definitely an interesting design. I thought it was pretty cool how they had the Aladdin and all that on the walls. But dude, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the house. Like, did you feel like it was it built tension being in
Yeah,
that specific house?
you know what it reminded me of is, now it's completely different design, but the in theory, it reminded me of, the, Winchester Mystery House,
Oh shit.
where it's
Okay.
you don't know where you're going, you turn it reminded me of that, which I had the awesome opportunity to go. I went to that house and able to do a tour through it, and it's like that, and that's what that house kinda reminded me of. It also reminded me of, oh, it was just on the top of my head. Um Oh, what movie was it? I don't know, it'll come back to me. Um, but anyways, dude, it was pretty cool. I Now the actors talking about how, "Oh, this is such a cool house, like, it's awesome, I love this house, I love my room." I wouldn't wanna live in there. Like you said,
No.
there's no privacy, there's no I couldn't do it. Um, Plus, you get lost trying to go to the bathroom and probably piss in your pants, but I mean, it was a cool concept. I mean, wasn't it to keep the ghosts in or keep the ghosts something like that, right?
Yeah, that's what it was designed. It was so the glass, it was shatterproof, soundproof,
Mhm.
and then it had like the spells or whatever on them,
Mhm.
incantations or something. But it
Yeah.
was designed as a maze. So once the ghosts were let out, certain doors would lock and just kind of it was literally a modern day ghost corral. Instead of cows and livestock, it was literally just for ghosts.
Yeah.
But dude, it for me, that's one thing I thought about. I know for like a character, for Shannon Elizabeth's character, right? Developing young woman, and it's like you're gonna be in a see-through house, right? And then the little boy, he's like growing up, he's like they're all. I mean, we all went through puberty and all this stuff, man, and like the teen angst where like just with your hoodie, you're like, leave me alone. I'm gonna listen to Papa Roach and stuff like that. And I just picture it's like being in a see-through house where it's like if you're I don't know, if you're just sitting there and you're like on the internet or God knows what, like do you have your dad from across the hall just staring through the glass, just staring at you? He's like, "What are you Googling?" You're like, "I don't know. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
doing
you
anything
had no
here."
privacy.
Dude, nothing at all. It's like, dude, imagine and like all the rooms are see-through. The only thing was the bathroom. But even then, it's like you can still see shadows and people moving around. You just can't see the details. It's like, I don't know if I'm like breakdancing or something. And like, I don't want to be stared at whatever the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or like if you're married or something, you have your wife there and it's like you have to worry about the kids walking by the hallway or something. And God forbid they're like a room away from you.
Yeah, sorry, kids, we're gonna have a discussion about what's gonna happen right now.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I know those spells were powerful on the glass panels, but I mean, shit, like they're not gonna blind those kids. Like, dude, it's so
That's funny.
freaking. But it's. I thought it was kind of weird too because it's like for the rooms, like for fiber optic purposes and all that stuff. It's like I don't see any outlets at
Mhm.
all. Um, Also, like, how's the Wi-Fi gonna work? Like, if the glass is like shatterproof and soundproof, like, how is Wi-Fi
Yeah,
gonna?
I would be worried about, well, the lawyer. I mean, his
Yeah,
demise in the movie, like, being caught in between a wall that's shifting and closing,
dude.
that'd be scary.
Let's talk about that scene for a second because, dude, how did you feel? Like, how did you feel about that scene? How did it make you feel?
Well, I thought he was gonna be the big baddie of the film,
Yeah,
and for them to kill him off, one, so fast, I was shocked, like, "Oh, wow, okay, so clearly I'm wrong," but the way they did it, and it was so funny, it was such a prolonged shot of just you're gonna watch this whole thing of his front half just slide down the glass, his back half just slide down the glass,
dude, and
and it even closed on him so much, you're like, "Okay, did it really cut him in half?" Because he kind of stood there for a second. It
yeah,
was similar to the scene in Ghost Ship where the
yes,
wire goes through the guy's mouth.
dude, that was I love that movie. Like, I know it's a lot of people hate it, but this one really reminds me of Ghost Ship. Like, I'm glad you brought that one up because that scene too, where he's just like the eyes are moving, and it's such an iconic thing. Whenever something like this happens to someone, the eyes are always just like kind of moving around. But with him, it's like this. The scene was so prolonged, all the
Mhm.
way when he's like sliding down. Eventually, his eyes are still moving. It's like I would have thought, like, damn, dude, you got like split in half like 60 seconds ago, and your eyes are still
It
freaking.
must be like the nerve endings just firing, going crazy,
Yeah.
so his eyes are going.
You
I
know,
guess. I don't know.
no, so back in the day, right, when they had like the public hangings and the executions and stuff, and this is like back in the day, there was a certain I guess you could call him a scientist, where he had this theory where if he said if when somebody was beheaded, their head, like they were still alive, I think for either a minute or 2 minutes afterwards. And
Okay.
he decided to do the test on himself, and he sacrificed himself to be beheaded. And the way it worked was he told his assistant, he's like, I'm gonna blink and I'm gonna keep blinking until I die. And that was to prove that how long you were still alive until after the beheading. And I don't know if because he was trying to stop that stuff back in the old times,
Mhm.
or he was just wanting to know. Um, but it's a quick little history like fact thing. That's kind of cool.
I've heard that somewhere. Now, the question is, did he blink?
He did. He blinked for I don't, dude. I remember reading about this a long time ago, so I would have to look it up and see. But I do know that he did blink for a certain amount of time. Like it was proven that like he was still alive like after the beheading, and apparently it's just because like obviously you could hold your breath for like a minute for 2 minutes and still be okay. And same thing with like the brain, right? You only need a certain amount of blood pumping in for a certain amount of time. But I think something around like 30 seconds or some crazy shit like that.
I just wonder because I think your body, your motor skills are still running,
Yeah.
but are you alive? That's what that's what I'm
Oh,
curious
gotcha.
about. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Because like even, you've heard stories of people, morticians, and they would hear bodies, it's because the nerve endings are still kind of firing a little bit. Every so often you would hear knocks here and there. So I wonder if that's what it was and he just decided, and I don't know.
Dude, imagine he was just like flailing around the whole time and he wasn't even alive, and everybody's like, holy crap, he's alive.
Well, that's like the story. Did you hear about that chicken that when they cut its head off and it
Yeah,
lived for so many years after they had to feed it with a syringe?
I remember that. Yeah.
Hmm. When I was
Dude,
a
that was
kid, I had
insane.
like a Guinness Book of World Records book.
Did you
Do
get
you,
it
you
from
remember?
the
Do you remember
Scholastic
those
Fact? Yeah, I think I even had one at one point,
from
like in middle
school, like
school.
the book
Yeah.
fairs and stuff at school?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I had one, and it has all the holographic like cover. Anyways, that was in there. I remember.
Dude, that's cool. The Scholastic
Was it that, or was the Ripley's Believe It or Not book I had?
I think the Ripley was
In
the one
that.
that had the glistening on front in the front of it. Unless they both did.
Well, but that story, it might have been in that Ripley's Believe It or Not book. Which, by the way, I got to go to that museum, which was really cool.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
I've been to the one in Orlando, Florida, and it's so freaking cool, man. I've been there
Yeah.
a few times, and every single time I go there, it's just guys. If you haven't been there, and highly recommend it. So much fun. We got Robert in here. What's up, Robert?
What's up, dude? What's
Robert
going on?
Hartbitz the second. And then Pink Palace movie says I would put up curtains somehow to have some privacy. Oh, absolutely. The good thing is it's soundproof, which is
Yeah.
awesome. So you could blast your music and do whatever the hell you want. Just put on your surround sound and watch 13 Ghosts in the 13 Ghosts house and watch the original in there and call it a day. But dude, yeah, I mean, getting back to that house, man. I mean, I thought the design was awesome. Again, as far as for like living there and the privacy and all that stuff, I thought it was kind of like, whoa, like when they showed up, it's like they didn't question any of this, like why it was designed that way or why they had these rooms with certain things. Like when she starts putting on the perfume, I was like,
Yeah.
you're not going to question who this belongs to or who that brush belongs to. Like you just assume that it's
Well,
like
it's
it's like
theirs now.
yeah, it's like next thing you know, she's like, oh, a bar of soap. I'm just gonna use it. Like I don't know who used it before. It's like, dude, what the hell? But yeah, that the house design was fantastic. It obviously has its pros and cons. I thought it was interesting that you were able to kind of like you weren't able to destroy the house, like you weren't able to shatter anything to try to escape. And I
Mhm.
found that kind of frustrating because it's like he gets that old antique wooden chair and he slams it against the door. And I was just thinking, I was like, dude, there's no metal or anything around you that you could just start wailing like crazy or something. Um, but that's the only thing that was kind of infuriating. He just tried that old dusty freaking wooden chair, and he was like, "All right, I'm not gonna try to open any more doors or anything."
Budget. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that's what it was. He's like, "You know what? Like, I'm cool. I'm just not gonna do it." But yeah, man. I mean, I thought it was an incredible design. Um, you know what I really enjoyed about it too, the fact that when they were wearing those glasses, like the letters lit up. I thought that was so
Yeah.
freaking cool. But then it's like it didn't really explain too much of like how they managed to do that. Like there was a lot that went into this film that wasn't really explained. Like
Yeah, I feel like part of this film was kind of an early draft.
yeah.
Like it hadn't been rewritten much. He just had it greenlit. He's like, go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I felt like there was a lot. And I don't know if they were planning because they didn't talk about it in the making. I don't know if they were planning on doing like a sequel or something like that or like a prequel or anything. But it definitely felt like they should have been a little bit more context with Cyrus. It would have been kind of cool to even to Matthew Lillard's character to have maybe like a prequel with him to or like just show of some stuff of him how he discovered that he had this ability and
Mm-hmm.
like other stuff that he's seen because obviously in the film he can't touch anybody because then he just goes into these seizures and he starts
Right.
seeing their lives flash before his eyes. um, but I definitely thought it would have been cool to be able to have some more explanation because there was a lot, dude. There was a lot I had questions of, and it's like, how'd you like built this house? Like how did you get the exact schematics? Because they do explain a little bit, but to get it down to the T like that,
Mm-hmm.
like it was a little bit like, I mean, like shit, man. Like this is a little too complex for no explanation at all.
I just want with that house though. I mean, it doesn't explain, but it makes me think: did Cyrus even build that for himself to live in?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, you would think maybe because there's a bathroom, there's a bed, you know, but I don't know.
I wonder if he did that maybe to kind of whoever was building it to not ask questions. Because then if
It's
you kind of
possible.
yeah, they're like this guy's building some weird glass prison over here, and they like report him or something. But it's an interesting thing, man. And now I want to jump into the acting in this movie. Obviously, I know for me, Matthew Lillard absolutely stole the show. Like, dude, that guy, it's freaking incredible. But in this movie in particular, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him spit so much.
Yeah.
Like, like, dude, it was so freaking funny. Every time he talked, it was just sweating and spitting, like majority of the
Well,
time.
he's screaming the whole time and
Yeah,
writhing in pain. You know, he reminded me of, and it's so funny, him as an actor in general and everything he does, he takes a role and takes a line, but he's gonna bring it up to 10.
yeah,
Everything he does almost kind of like a Nicolas Cage effect.
yeah.
You know what I
He
mean? I
is,
noticed that a lot in this movie.
dude. He really does have that ability, man. It's true. He like Nicolas Cages the shit out of those roles. I
Mhm.
mean, you see him in Hackers, for example, and he's not at a 10, but he's definitely out there. Like he's always playing these memorable characters, even when he's supporting cast. Um, I think the first time that I've actually seen him like pretty chill was in The Life of Chuck.
Okay.
Like, dude, that was one of those where he's just talking and explaining something, and I was like, wow, I feel like I never see him talk calmly.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. Like it was kind of like a first.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, look at like Stu and Scream, another memorable, very charismatic type character.
yeah, like
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Mhm.
But so for the acting in this film, dude, was there anybody that stood out that you were kind of like they don't belong here? I think I'm okay without them in this film, or any like not even just actors, but like maybe characters themselves.
Maybe the nanny.
Yeah,
I felt like she really didn't, from what I remember seeing the one time, she really didn't have a, she really, I guess, didn't need to be there. There was nothing there that she had to do other
yeah,
than her messing with the faders and all that stuff in that room at the end. But I mean, maybe just to get uh, name recognition and to get a song, she probably did the song and said, "I'll only do a song if I get to be in the movie." It's probably a
yeah.
contractual agreement.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna throw her in there." And then the whole time, it's like the dad is just making digs at her, where
Yeah.
it's like you know, what do you, why am I paying you for? Because it's true, man. Like throughout the whole film, it's like she's not really doing much. Like in the beginning, we obviously start off with the daughter cooking, Shannon Elizabeth cooking breakfast. So the nanny's not doing anything. And
Mhm.
then in the house, she loses the damn kid. And it's
Mhm.
just like the entire time, it's like, well, what are you here for? Like you're
Yeah.
just causing problems. But no,
Yeah,
no,
if
go ahead.
anybody, I think it would be her that I would say, "Nah, her
Yeah.
character is not really needed in this movie."
Yeah. Her character was definitely at times annoying me a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of even like there was a certain part in the movie that did make me laugh, and it was right after the lawyer he died, and then literally when she's like, "Oh, what happened to the lawyer? I think he split."
Yeah.
And
I
when
thought that was funny.
dude, and it, like I remember when I first saw this, I didn't catch that, and then rewatching it, and as soon as she says that, I was like, "Holy shit, that's hilarious!" How they just
Yeah.
kind of slipped that in there.
Mhm.
But
I noticed that too, that's funny.
that was a good one. And then at the end, obviously, when she's like ranting and she's like, "Oh, I think she's like, "Oh, I quit," but she was like, "Oh, I'm not dealing with this shit. Like, you don't pay me enough for this shit. Like, I quit." That was funny as hell. Now one thing I did kind of gloss over a little bit and I wanted to talk about was the start of this movie. Dude, this movie really starts off like right off the bat. Like right off the bat, it reminded me of like after that junkyard scene, which was dude freaking intense, man. It
Yeah.
reminded me of that the Freddy
Yes.
movie.
Yes. Was it the end of, Dream Warriors where
Yeah.
they go back to the graveyard, or not the graveyard, the junkyard?
Yeah, yeah. That's dude, that's what it was. I started thinking about that. I started thinking about Nightmare on Elm Street. I was like, okay, this reminds me of that. It started reminding me of like Final Destination because it's like it starts panning through all the pictures and like you're hearing the voices and everything. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn, like this is pretty freaking cool. But dude, that scene with when the Juggernaut shows up and he's just walking towards everybody like that, and it's like,
Mhm.
holy shit.
Well, not only the opening scene, I think that, but the scene where now we go to the house to see the family.
Yeah.
That transition they did blew my mind. I thought it was so cool how it's a very nice, pristine house, and as
Yeah.
the camera pans, you could see it start to degrade over time and all that. And you could tell, I mean, because if I remember correctly, there was a fire at the house which caused the death of his wife.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it
Okay, so
was.
you could start to see kind of the burn marks as it transitions, and then it transitioned into the new house. I thought it was so cool.
Dude, I'm telling you, like this movie, it has a lot of gems. Like it really does. Like there's certain stuff, obviously, it's again early 2000s. So, you know, there's a lot you could poke fun at. But then they did so many things right as well. I mean,
Yeah,
I loved the fact, which we already talked about, but the practical effects, that was awesome. The creativity they did. I know, you know, when it comes to recording in a house, a normal house compared to a glass house, there's such a difference because having the people on set and then dealing with shadows, for example, or dealing with like somebody else showing up on the other side of the wall and stuff like
yeah,
that. I know that was a little bit tricky for them trying to film this, but dude, they pulled it off. Like watching the entire film, watching it again, like I was very analytical about it and I didn't notice anything like that popping up at all. Like that was, I mean, for the work they put in, it was pretty well done.
yeah. No, I agree. I thought it was really good.
Dude, I'm glad, man. I'm glad I brought that up about the intro because like that's cool. That I'm glad you like that one.
I thought that was cool. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude. Like, let's talk about the early 2000s like production design. Like, did you think it was a little excessive with certain things, or did you think it was more leaning towards like, oh, that was pretty creative and that was cool that they tried some stuff like
Well, I
that?
think the house in general was excessive. Obviously, that's the nature of the house.
Yeah.
The room with the gears, the final room where the brother and sister rise up in the chair and like the wheels are spinning around them. Um, it was funny. There's a couple scenes, and you probably think there's no way, but it reminded me that the gears and all that stuff. Remember in Casper when they go down into
Yeah.
Casper's dad's like lab and all the stuff going off. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Um, but I think that was really the only over the top production wise that I noticed. What I did notice, and you haven't brought it up yet, I don't know if you plan to, but the overuse of slow motion in this movie.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Dude,
No,
it is everywhere.
and then the
Like
flashing, like the freaking
flashing,
flashing.
but I definitely notice like the slow motion, like when the uh what's her name, the older sister, the actress,
Um Shannon Elizabeth?
Shannon Elizabeth, when she falls on the bed, right,
Yeah.
slow motion, and it cracked me up. It reminded me of like a Dove face wash commercial when she's
Yeah.
sitting there and she's splashing her face and smiling with the angry princess just sitting there with the knife all bloody, and she's just sitting there, the smile. It cracked me up.
Dude, and
Um,
it's funny because of the reaction to the angry princess where she's just staring at her like, why the fuck is she in slow motion?
yeah, right. Well, there was tons of that, and like when the little boy is going down, that door opens and he goes down there because he hears him
Yeah.
calling him, slow motion. Like they used it a lot in this movie.
Dude, it was, but it's funny because that's like when we look at the tone and energy of the early 2000s type horror. I mean, dude, it was loud, it was chaotic, it was like a stylish type horror. I mean, you see it in movies like we talked, like you mentioned, Ghost Ship, The Haunting, House on Haunted Hill. You have a lot of that, like those very loud characters, those very slow motion, very like everything's flashing. Like I
Mhm.
felt like the early 2000s was was an era for horror where they were just either trying to scare the shit out of people or give them a seizure. Like I felt like that's what it was, man.
Yeah, or they felt like that added to the scare. Like it was
Yeah.
just chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like when you go into a haunted house, like for example, Horror Nights, it
Mhm.
feels like they were trying to bring that into the film. So you're at
Yeah, I
home
could
and
see
you're
that.
like in a haunted house at home. Um, but dude, yeah, I felt like there was certain things that were excessive like that. And it's funny watching the making of it. They were talking about like, oh yeah, we want to add this cool effect and this slow motion of this and speed this up. And like they were so excited about it. And then now it's like 20 something years later, we're
Mhm.
like, maybe you guys went a little too like trigger happy with that.
Yeah, I think it's the way you do it because I don't know if you've seen any Lars von Trier films. Have you
Dude,
ever
I
seen any of his movies? He's done The House That Jack Built, Antichrist. He did what's that movie with Kirsten Dunst?
oh, I know which one.
Melancholy. I think it's Melancholia.
Yeah,
Have you
I
seen
saw
those
that one.
movies? Okay. I mean, he uses a lot of slow motion and
Yeah.
all, but it's a style that he does that I really like, and I think there's a way to do it. I think with 13 Ghosts, it was almost comical the amount of slow motion and just kind of it felt random. It felt like we're gonna just throw it in here. It was like I I don't know. I don't know how to explain. Like they took they took a line and they're like, all right, let's go ahead and write this movie.
Dude, it reminds me of that comedian from Instagram. I think I've sent the video to you guys before, where it's like when executives are like trying to come up with a new movie franchise or something, and they're in the boardroom, and the guy's all freaking like he's just like doing like rails off the table. It's like Stephen King with what was that movie that he did with the killer trucks? I forget the
Oh,
name of it.
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, but that's the one I've heard. I remember Chris was joking around about it, where he's like, "That's you want to see a crazy movie that Stephen King like did, where he was all like coked up and stuff. It's like that's one right there where he's just like twitching and he's like, we got to come up with killer trucks and this
Well,
and that."
another one is Life Force, the Toby Hooper's Life Force. Have you ever seen that?
No, dude, I have
That
not.
whole movie, the whole production team was coked up, dude.
Oh, that's
And that's why
hilarious.
that movie, it takes like 20 different turns. There's like it's a vampire, it's a zombie, it's an alien movie. It's all over the place.
Yeah, they're all just freaking jacked up a Mountain Dew over there, dude. They're just
That
what a
booger sugar.
yeah, man, that booger sugar. Oh my god, dude, that's funny as shit. I saw a reel recently, like well, I think it was yesterday, and the dude, it was so funny. He was like, oh man, like he's like, guys, because he thought he was gonna win money, and he's all like freaking coked up, and he's like, oh man, he's like, oh, I just called this guy to deliver some booger sugar, and he's like, I need that money, and it was funny as shit, dude. Like, you just say you said that, it reminded me of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's what it was, man, with this movie. Because it's true what you're saying. Like, there's certain films where slow motion. Like The Void, for example. There's certain scenes where when it comes to trying to showcase like this world building or destroying type scene, it's different. I mean, especially when you have a lot of these more artistic films. But then
Yeah.
you have like 13 Ghosts, and they're just like, we don't need to see her in slow motion washing her face or falling on the bed, or the scene where the jackal's like slashing her up, and out of nowhere it's like slow motion, and and like he tears her shirt, and it looks like her boob's gonna pop out,
Hmm.
and it's funny as hell because, normally we're used to Shannon Elizabeth and all these roles back in the day, and it's always like some type of topless or boob coming out or something, notorious for it. But with this one, it's like it almost shows it, but for some
Yeah.
reason it was all slow motion, like during
Mm.
that part. But then everything else is like super fast with him like slashing her, but only near the boobs it's like slow motion. It's like,
I wonder with this film, if it wasn't for the Angry Princess, do you think this film would have been PG-13?
um, so I think that they needed to keep her like that in order to keep it a rated R, because that's the only nudity that they had in the film from what I saw. Because I know that's why they show her boobs and stuff, because she's the only nude person. Like, I mean, they could
Right.
have Shannon, I guess, but it
Well, that's
wouldn't
what I'm
have.
saying. If she wasn't in there like that, do you think this would have went as a PG-13? If it went for the ratings and all that stuff, it would have been rated as that?
Dude, I want to say maybe, but it's just, huh? Because it's true. A lot of the kills are not anything crazy. Like when the guy gets sucked into the trunk of that car in the junkyard,
Oh yeah.
like you just see him get folded and sucked in. But at the same time, it's true. It's like there's nothing really too crazy that would say, like, again, besides the nudity, that it's like, oh shit, they're like, oh, this is a hard R.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Because yeah, I mean, I feel like, do you think any of the ghosts, if they would have taken them out of this film, it would have made it a little bit different?
Um, I mean, I don't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously the jackal played an important part. I think
Yeah.
the character, the ghost that actually did something. But there was one like uh the the big heavyset ghost that was getting fed or something like that. I
Oh, that
mean,
was creepy as hell, dude.
but that's about all you. That's about all you saw of them, other than the end when they're all around the around the ring. I'm trying to look.
Because the little boy was the only one too that he didn't like hurt anybody or anything
Yeah, I was just looking and I didn't really notice anything with the boy either.
with
So I
him.
don't know.
Or with the lady that was like in those restraints, like her head was in that wooden device. You know which one
Oh
I'm talking
yeah.
about? Yeah, like barely showed her. I really think, yeah, they just focused on Juggernaut. They focused on the hammer, the jackal, and the princess, and everybody else, and obviously the wife. Um, but everybody else was kind of like they showed him like the angry prince. They show him briefly when he's like trying to beat the shit out of them with the bat. That was pretty funny. And they just trap him. Excuse me, they just trap him behind the freaking wall, and they're like, "All right, we're just tired of this guy's shit."
Yeah. You stay over there.
Yeah, but it's true because I was thinking, I was like, I mean, even if they got rid of a few of the, I know it had there to be 13 ghosts, but if they came up with a different number, I think they would have still been okay because they really only focused on those main three or four.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering too if it was 13 because obviously the number 13 is unlucky.
Oh well, yeah.
Like there's no 13 floors, supposedly, like stuff like that. So I'm assuming that's why they kind of went with the whole lore for the name and everything.
You know what who I would like it, and I was just thinking about this when you were talking about the ghosts and if this became because I could see this being a mini series
Yeah.
if like Mike Flanagan took this on and
Oh
did
my
his
god.
own mini series of this and did it in the style of The Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor, places like that, or shows like that. I think he would do a good job with this and really kind of explaining each ghost.
Dude, I think honestly if he did it, it would like people would just get hooked, like get back hooked to this movie. I think the people probably that didn't like it at that time, they would just be like, you know what, I have to rewatch it because, I mean, we could. It's safe to say that anytime Mike Flanagan touches anything, like it's
Yeah.
just he's just crushing it, man. I'm telling you, like Life of Chuck, I was so surprised that what he did with that film. Um, and that's another one that there's certain slow motion and it applies to it because this is a big world type film. It's not inside of a
Yeah.
glass house. But yeah, dude, I mean, that would be interesting to see. Like, I'm sure there are people throwing scripts at him for all sorts of projects left and right. Like
Oh
this
yeah,
guy's
for sure.
he is not lacking scripts. He probably has his own little glass house filled with them. Now, dude, I want to ask you. I mean, and again, I know you didn't grow up with this one or anything,
Mhm.
but now that you finally got to see it, and I'm sure you've heard people talk about this one in the past. What do you think about this film that keeps that nostalgia? Like especially with like audiences today. Like, do you think it's just because they grew up with it and have certain memories, or is there something really in this movie that it's like worth like
I think
remembering?
Matthew Lillard. I think he's a very key. There's actors in here that you see it, and it's a time warp. The guy who is Monk, I can't remember the actor's name, but him, Shannon
Yeah.
Elizabeth, and Matthew Lillard. I mean, those are the main. I mean, you can argue the actress who plays Miss Honey, but it's mainly Monk and Matthew Lillard. You see it for them. And I think too, for me, like personally for me, I didn't see this as instant classic to me, but I can see it at the time you're watching it growing up with it. Heck yeah. I mean, when I see it and I see Matthew Lillard, I get excited because I think, oh, this is a dude from Scream. This is a dude from Scooby Doo. You know what I mean?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so it depends. I think if you grew up with it and you watched it at a younger age, and when this came out, oh yeah, I think I could see a lot of people having a lot of nostalgia for this one. Um, so
Well, dude, talking about Matthew Lillard, did you feel like that he was kind of his character was wrong? Like, did you hate that they kind of killed him in that brutal way, or would you wish he would have like kept him alive?
yeah, who killed him? It was
I know that the hammer like beats the
that's
shit
right.
out of him, and then the juggernaut just freaking like bends him and like splits him, or not splits him, but like bends him like a freaking pretzel.
Yeah.
What a way to
Um,
go, dude.
yeah, I honestly thought the dad was gonna die. I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be one of those he's gonna sacrifice himself for his kids. That's where I thought it was going. Um, I,
dude.
I, I don't know. Me, I mean, as Matthew Lillard dying in this movie, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I have to think
Dude,
about that one.
dude, it's yeah, man, because it's one of those like it sucks that they kill him, but then everybody else lives. Like I would have honestly been like they would at
The
least killed
nanny,
the
kill the
nanny.
nanny, get her out
Yeah,
of
and
here.
then maybe like Matthew's character gets hurt pretty bad, but like it was just one of those like fuck, dude. Like the way they killed him too. It's like he wasn't a bad dude. Like he was just like he was
Well,
really trying to help them.
it was almost destined to do something because he couldn't even function in normal society, normal
Yeah,
life. So, maybe it was kind of his way of going and living the rest of, living, going off in peace.
yeah. Dude, I really hope that they figured out a way with whatever show or movie or remake, whatever they're trying to do. I really hope they bring Matthew back.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about this film, it's that like it was given a new fresh breath of life like through like streaming services. I know TikTok like it made it popular again, and that's where all
Mhm.
these like campaigns, like fan campaigns do, where people are like, we need this, like we need a either a remake or a sequel or a series. And I know when they talked about, like we mentioned earlier, like having the series with different episodes talking about the background of different ghosts, like people were just going ape shit. They were like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they could bring Matthew back for Scream, like I think that would be pretty interesting to see how they could do that with him, because he is a ghost. So
Mhm.
they, they,
You mean bring his character back? The
yeah,
character of okay.
yeah, yeah. Like I mean, because it would be interesting to see him as like maybe a ghost or something, and he comes back to try to like to help somehow,
But
or
if that's the case, it wouldn't be a remake then, would it? Unless he somehow crosses, I don't know how they would do that if it was like a different, I hate to use the word universe, but he crosses dimensions where
oh,
it's like almost a time thing where he's outside of time. And so this character can show up in this version of this
it's
film
like some
or this
Doctor
show.
Strange situation.
Something. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way I can think that they would do it. I lean more towards I think he could play Cyrus or something like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
Dude, that would be sick, man. Like, I would love to. I honestly, I think Cyrus, like seeing him, especially now that he's older and he's kind of like got the gray beard going on, I
Hmm.
think he could really pull that off because he has the range. Like, he's
Hmm.
obviously plays a psycho in a few things, and he does well every time.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be pretty cool to get him into that. Now, let me see here because I did have a few fun facts and behind the scenes stuff on here. Now, I know from what it says here, the house was set and built with over 3,000 sheets of glass etched with Latin text. So that was legit. Like it wasn't CGI or anything like that.
Okay.
And it says here each ghost had its own distinct backstory written by the effects team, even if never mentioned on screen, which I did see that in the making, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
were
that'd be cool to see.
yeah, man, because they were talking about how when the director came and all that, and they're like, "Hey, I want you to create these ghosts," but they weren't like, "Hey, I just want you to create these gruesome ghosts and stuff like that," like, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna come up with like the actual backstories and all that stuff and why they look the way they look," and I honestly think that really worked well for the film compared to
Hmm.
a lot of movies now where they just kind of create certain creatures for the effect of it
Hmm.
instead of just really understanding why they're the way they are. I know that's why to me when I look at these ghosts in this film, it's like damn, like they look cool as shit. Like
Yeah.
it's very specific.
Mhm.
And then yeah, and then that's what it was. The angry princess's scenes had to be carefully edited to maintain an R rating. So that's another thing that happened there.
Maintain. So, were they going to give it an X rating, or or an NC-17? Because that,
That's
when you say that, that tells me, hey, they had to edit it down to keep it at that R rating. I don't know.
But I could have swore like there were certain moments where they showed her full on like from the front. So you see like
Okay.
it looked like you almost see everything. I mean, but now I'm wondering it's like cuz when you think about her scenes in part actually yeah, her scenes in particular, a lot of the time it's like from like the stomach or torso
Yeah.
up. So, man, that's a good question, dude. Now I'm wondering that. And then so Matthew Lillard actually improvised several of his lines, including some of his best one-liners, which that's pretty on
That's
brand
cool.
with him. That's yeah, like that's freaking. I wish that with this release they would have had more interviews with him because when he shows up in certain clips of him talking about the film, and it's crazy seeing him like young and he was wearing a Green Lantern t-shirt
Oh,
during
really?
the yeah, dude, he had like the Green Lantern, like green t-shirt stuff in the interview, and dude, he looked like a baby, man. He was so young, and it was just crazy. But I wish they would have had like an interview with him now, talking about like the movie and his experiences and all that stuff. Because that's awesome that he got to improvise like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool.
And then the only other fun fact here, I guess, it's during the 2023. It's when the fan campaign reignited interest in the anthology series. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And then, oh, Aaron's here. What's up, bud?
What's going on, Aaron? What's up, dude?
Loves this movie. Hell yeah, man. Oh, and then he says BC17 in improv. I joined at the right time.
NC-17. Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know. We were just talking about like the angry princess and how they had to edit it a certain way to maintain the R rating for the film. So that's one thing that we were just talking about. And then obviously like with Matthew, like him getting to improvise a lot of his lines, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, dude, let's jump into the rapid fire round. Unless you have anything else to add in regard to the film.
No, I mean, I think we covered most of it. I thought, yeah, I think Matthew Lillard, he's a treasure. So
Yeah, dude, he really can't do wrong, man.
yeah,
He is so freaking awesome. And Robert was saying 13 Ghosts is one of my favorite haunted house movies ever. It's definitely the most unique I've ever seen, I think.
yeah,
You're not wrong, man. Like it really is a unique concept compared to the traditional stuff that we're used to.
yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. Cheers, man. And then all right, so let's jump into the rapid fire. And again, I feel like I know this answer already. I'm gonna throw it out anyway, but absolute favorite ghost in Black Zodiac,
Oh, Hammer.
the
The
Hammer.
Hammer for
Okay,
sure. Yeah, now it's the Hammer, but the Jackal is a close second. But the Hammer, he's just brute force, the nails. I mean, just very, very gruesome. Um, I said this already. Reminds me of a Silent Hill character.
yeah, no, he's a mix between like if Silent Hill character and Pinhead had a baby. That's
Yeah,
him.
or he could be a Cenobite too. Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, because he had like the gnarly teeth, man. Like he reminded me of the clacker a little bit.
Well, even the Jackal, I could see as
Yeah,
a Cenobite from Hellraiser or something like that.
dude. See, for me, it was definitely the Jackal, just because of. I mean, he was crazy at shit. Like he was creepy, and I felt like the way he moved so fast. I felt like if I was gonna die from any of those ghosts, he would be the one to get me. Because I just felt like with all the other ones, I could kind of outrun.
Yeah.
But then with him, it's just he's so damn fast. Um, Now for the second question, scariest moment in 13 Ghosts.
Oh. Um. I'm trying to think. I mean, scary, honestly, and I know I said my favorite is the Hammer, but when the Jackal just comes raging like a rage monster running at you, that's pretty creepy. If we're talking about eerie, I think all the angry princess scenes,
Yeah,
the first time you see her, the whole bathroom scene at first was creepy, and then it got kind of cheesy with the splashing of the face and the she's just looking like, "What are you doing?" You know. But at first, that whole where it shows her, it's all bloody, and then it shows the reverse view shot of, uh, her looking down and kind of getting ready and stuff. I mean, I thought that was really well done.
dude. It's funny because that scene, like you see the angry princess, and she's just sitting there. She's like, I'm just trying to take a bath, and then this chick's over here, it's like splashing her face in slow motion, and she's like, what the hell's happening here?
Shooting a Dove commercial.
Dude, I swear, man. But you know what? I do agree with you. That's one of the scenes that I thought to me was like the like scariest that made me like flinch for a second
Hmm.
was when Shannon Elizabeth puts on the glasses and the Jackal's right there.
Yeah.
Because dude, the dad just walked forward. So then it just
Hmm.
means he just walked through this freaking ghost. But as soon as she puts it on and he's just there and just goes crazy on her, I was like, holy shit, and then everything's just flashing and it's
Hmm.
just dude, it got me so good, man.
Yep.
Now, obviously, we had two of the main actors on here. We have Tony and then we have Matthew. Who do you think carried the movie more?
Oh, um, people might disagree with me on this one, but I got to give it to Tony. The emotional weight of his love for his family, I think, acting wise, I thought was really, really well done. I definitely, in a weird way, resonated with him with that. Now, of course, Matthew Lillard, his character, he's suffering through the whole film, right? He
Yeah.
can't touch anybody. Um, but I really thought that Tony, I forget his last name, but
Shahab, I think.
Shahab. I thought his character was really well done. The way they developed his character, a father dealing with the grief of his death of his wife. I mean, that scene when he finally sees her and she disappears and he breaks down. I mean,
Dude.
that was a gripping scene right there.
Yeah, like I felt like the entire film, he did a phenomenal job. And I think as far as for like range, because we have Matthew, which throughout the whole film he's just like this kind of like a bit chaotic energy, and he's just with the ghosts and stuff. But with Tony, it was very serious, like very serious acting. I mean,
Yeah,
he had to harness the that grieving look and feel to him that you just and there's not one part throughout the whole film that you feel like he doesn't like he's such a good actor to play a dad, and especially when he's like sweating, he's like, all I care about is my kids, and he's contemplating sacrificing himself. Dude, it was
yeah.
so damn believable. Like he was
And
amazing.
and it's crazy. You see, everyone sees him. They think Monk, this just kind of uh, um, just very I would maybe kind of on the spectrum, very germaphobe type of comedy character.
Yeah.
Or if you're a kid, you might know him. He was the voice of Luigi in Cars, the one that owns a leaning tower of tires. The guy who
Oh
talks
yeah.
like this, that's him. And know him as that, but then you see him as this. I mean, you could see the range. It was so well done.
Dude, and wasn't he in the Men in Black movie also where he gets his head shot off and it regrows?
Yeah, yeah, where it keeps coming back.
Yeah. I could have swore that was him, and I
I'm
think it
pretty sure
was.
that's him.
He's just so much younger, but yeah, I mean, that's a great choice to pick. I mean, both of the guys are phenomenal, but I mean, Tony definitely had that depth compared to Matthew was more of and Topstick because they were both like yin and yang characters in the film.
Mhm.
One of them is a lot calmer and grounded, and he's just again just grieving and just trying to figure out a solution. And then Matthew is just the world's ending. This is some crazy shit. I'm in pain. But it's funny, they're both in pain. One of them is physically, and one of them's like in their heart and their soul.
Mhm.
So it was kind of cool to see their dynamic.
Yeah.
Um, that was a good one, man. Now for the fourth question, it's best early 2000s remakes. You have 13 Ghosts. I know obviously we haven't seen the original. You have House on Haunted Hill, or you have The Haunting. Have you seen any of the originals for any of the other films?
The House on Haunted Hill, I think I have, um, but the other two I haven't.
No. Yeah, same here, man. I honestly haven't seen the original to any of these.
Okay.
And that's been on my list just because after especially getting into Criterion last year and watching all these older movies, I'm like, damn, I think it's time to kind of revisit these.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we'll skip that one. But if anybody watching, if you have seen the originals and these remakes, let us know in the comments which one are you choosing, which is the best remake. Um, Now, for the next one is which ghost's design would you display as a life-size prop in your house?
Ooh. Well, I've already committed at this point. I got to go with the hammer. I mean, come on.
Dude, I just picture like you come home like from like a date or something with your wife, or you guys go to the movies, and then she just walks into your office. She's like to get something. She's like, "What the hell?" She's like, "Damn it, Jordan.
But
Why
you
is the
know what would be cool is, I will say, with the jackal, if you just had the cage and the head as a display, that would be cool.
dude? Imagine just hanging like on the ceiling or something, just like the head inside the cage.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
that'd
that
be
would be
cool as
pretty
hell.
cool.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Robert says the mother and the big baby. That's nightmare fuel,
Oh yeah,
dude.
we talked about that. Yeah.
You know what? Out of all of them, those were the ones that made me the most uncomfortable. Like if they were so unsettling and creepy. Because the other ones were scary, but these were like just freaking creepy.
That reminds me. Did you see it's on Shutter. Did you watch the new VHS Halloween?
Dude, I have it ready to watch, and for the last
Oh
like 3 days,
man.
I've been trying to watch it. And then
Okay.
I watched The Life of Chuck. I was like, you know what?
Watch it and come back to me, because there's a short, or a little, I don't know what you call them, episodes or shorts or whatnot, where it involves similar a mother and their babies, very
Oh my
similar to
god.
think like think like Barbarian.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude.
That comment just made me think of that.
Is it so you'd say like you thoroughly enjoyed that VHS Halloween? Like it was good all around?
Not the whole thing, but there
No,
was
okay.
like that I did like that one. Um, and then you'll like the As Above, So Below one. I know that was a good one too.
That's cool. Okay. Honestly, I completely forgot about that, so I'm excited even more now, dude. You got
Mhm.
me.
That one's in Spanish. It's
Oh
all
no, it's perfect.
uh,
I speak Spanish, so there we
oh,
go.
there you go. So you don't need subtitles, but it was, those are the two that I thought were the best.
Dude, it's funny about that we mentioned subtitles because I do find that certain films in Spanish, if it's very proper, like Pan's Labyrinth, there
Okay.
was certain words that it was so proper. It was like Spaniard that I didn't get, so I had to do the subtitles for it. But it was funny to watch it because my girlfriend was like, "Oh, it's in Spanish." I was like, "Perfect, I got this. Like I'm fully fluent." And then I'm watching, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, there's a few words here that I'm not understanding. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell did he just say? But it was very beautiful the way they spoke it. Like it
Mhm.
was very proper. It was very beautiful. Now, all right, we picked our life size props for the house. Now, for the next question, what is your favorite early 2000s horror aesthetic? Do you feel more flashy or gritty?
Gritty for sure. I
Yeah,
love a film that is gritty. I mean, that's why I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. I think is
yeah,
incredible. The early 2000s and grit, I think are I love it.
dude, it really is, man. That's I know we were talking about that when we did that episode for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Which, guys, quick little plug: if you love the remake or the prequel, yeah, it was 2003. No,
2003 was the remake, and
yeah,
the prequel was two. So the
2006, I think.
the prequel, I can't remember because I know it came because they released there was the 2003 remake, and then there was another one they did that was a remake, and then they went back and did the beginning, which I can't remember what was in between the two.
Yeah. I think it was I remember it was like with that cast with the dude with the blonde hair and with Jordana Brewster.
Mm-hmm.
That was a prequel. But I remember us which guys that was a quick plug that yeah, we
Sorry,
did that.
Amityville Horror. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
the 2003 Amityville Horror, and then you're right, 2006 they came back and they did the beginning.
And which that one I'm okay with, but that 2003, man, like that remake was gritty, it was crazy. I definitely loved it, man. I know we talked about it. So guys, if you're interested in checking out the Cinema Rewind episode, it's in the playlist. So go check that one out. That was a ton of fun. We talked about both films and awesome. So if you want some grit, there it is. Now, for we got two more questions, and for this one is: would you spend one night in the glass house for $1 million with the
Ooh.
ghosts in the basement?
Oh, if they're in the basement, yeah. Yeah.
That's not bad. Okay.
If they're in
That's
the
a good one.
basement, then I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah. Unless, but again, you got to remember it's like the movie. So maybe Uncle Cyrus is going to be like, hey, Jordan.
Oh, well, see now you're throwing in different things into this. Now, if Cyrus is there, no. I prefer to live.
Dude, well, the, well, you know what? Speaking of living, you've survived the rapid fire once again. Well, there's one last question. And for this one, how would 13 Ghosts work as an A24 film today?
It would definitely I can if they did that, it would be a different take, I think. I guess you can call it an elevated horror 13 ghosts.
Yeah.
Um I they would if they did that, it would definitely they would ground it even more, and just even the way of the color, um the color, the way they I can't think of the word, but the way they colored the film would look completely different. It would have more natural look, I would think, if it was A24 for the most part. I think the characters too. I don't. Well, no, that would be more neon because neon I think would go nuts. They would just go
Oh,
balls
yeah.
to the wall if it was neon. A24, I think they would lean into a lot of the psychological aspect of it, but I think it would be
Dude,
good. You know.
I think it would be, man, if they did this film and it was a blend of like maybe like the colors of like Midsommar or something, and
Mhm.
with like the darkness and the simplicity of the witch, for example.
I was thinking that or like Hereditary, or not Hereditary.
Oh,
Yeah, Hereditary. But that's not what I was thinking of. Heretic. That's what I was thinking of.
oh, dude. See, this movie, I feel like this script would go good with them just because of how
Mhm.
creepy the ghosts are, and just having them just being there lurking and like stalking and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I would love to see them like, dude, if they did something like that, or if somehow they did the series and brought on Mike Flanagan. Like, imagine that team together, dude.
That'd be pretty
A24, Mike
cool.
Flanagan, and then they brought back Matthew Lillard for it
Yeah,
somehow.
that'd be pretty cool.
Like him as Siren. Like, dude, that would be, if you guys somehow, for some reason, this episode somehow lands on your screens, like that's an idea. Like that would be freaking sick. Like, talk about a remake of a remake.
Yeah, yeah. But if we're being honest, the one I can see doing it would be Netflix. I can see Netflix doing this.
That's true. The only problem is we'll never get a physical release at
Well,
all.
Haunting of Hill House has a Blu-ray you can buy.
That is true.
Mhm.
Which is interesting, right? Because I wonder why they ended up on physical. Because it's Haunting of Hill House, and then it was the other show as well. It's like a double pack that they have.
Was it the Bly Manor or what was the other one he did? It was like the
Because it was both of the haunted house shows that
mhm.
got the physical, and then the vampire one is the one that didn't. Which I would love to get that one. That one is so good, dude. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen that one. Let's see. Yeah, The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Haunting of Hill House has
Yeah.
a Blu-ray release, but you can get just the Blu-ray of, or you can get the Blu-ray just of The Haunting of Hill House.
Wasn't it like I think it was like 12 or $15 recently. Like, I think it was on sale or something.
Amazon right now you can get it for $18.99 for the
Oh.
it's the extended director's cut of The Haunting
Oh
of Hill
shit.
House. Yeah, which has an incredible score. I will say,
Oh yeah.
I love the score for that show.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was like Waxworks. I received
Waxworks is putting it out. Yeah.
yeah. Robert was saying, I love the Texas Chainsaw remake and the prequel. I also love the remake of the remake of House of Wax is freaking awesome. That's another like 2000s. Like, if it's very
Mhm.
watching all those movies plus 13 Ghosts together. It's like, talk about if you want to have a nostalgic 2000s type weekend.
Mhm.
Those are the ones.
Yep.
But now, so all right, dude. So we wrapped up the rapid fire round. Let's go on to the movie rating. I know for Letterbox, it's currently at 2.6 or 2.5 stars out of 5. What are you going to be rating this bad boy?
I'm in between that and a 3.
Okay. Okay.
Let's go with the 3, middle of the road. Well, 2.5 technically is middle of the road, but let's go with the solid 3.
Okay. And what was your what was your main like conclusion that got you there? Like, was there anything that
Um,
took away points?
it was the random slow motions. I keep bringing that up. There was some kind of little comedy bits thrown there that I thought were just kind of misplaced.
Yeah.
This film is a product of its time for sure, and of course, me seeing it for the first time probably didn't help. But I could see between all that, and then it's a pretty good, decent film. So that's why I gave it a 3.
Dude, it's funny, right? Because I know last week we came off that high of doing The Witch,
Oh,
right? And we're watching films like that, and we're talking about films, and then not to take away from 13 Ghosts, but it's such a crazy thing from one week to transition where your mindset is for that certain type of cinematography and storytelling, and then you jump to the early 2000s, and it's a complete opposite. They're
yeah.
complete polar opposites.
What
Um,
did you guys rate The Witch? Because I had to hop off early for that one.
Dude, I could have swore I gave it a 4.
Okay.
Let me check real quick because I think I gave it I gave it a 4 star.
Okay.
I just, dude, to me, I thought it was phenomenal. I can't wait to rewatch it. For me, I noticed it with these type of films that, especially when it comes to A24, I know with Heretic, I had to watch it more than once, just to really like get that understanding and just there's so much that you could miss so easily with these type of films. Um, but yeah, I definitely gave that one a 4. And I know for this, and I know it's gonna be crazy, but with 13 Ghosts, I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5. And the reason for that, I will say a lot of it is like we talked about with the actor there. I almost called him Monk, but I'm gonna use his proper name with Tony. I think Tony's acting and Matthew's acting was phenomenal in this film.
Mhm. Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Matthew he never lets me down when it comes to anything that he does. And I want to say the same thing for Tony. He's amazing. Um, quick little side thing, but both I just found out watching behind the scenes, both Tony and Shannon are Lebanese. And
Okay.
I had no idea that Shannon was Lebanese. But it's
I
crazy they're
I
both
didn't know
Lebanese.
either.
And she's
Interesting. Okay.
and she lives in Canada. So I think she's like Canadian or something.
She's a Canadian Lebanese.
Yeah, because she was talking about it in the in the behind the scenes, she's like, "Oh, me and Tony bonded because he's playing my dad in the film, but we're both Lebanese." So I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I would have never like guessed it with her.
Yeah.
With Tony, I could see it a little bit.
Mhm.
But then she was like, "Oh yeah," and then when I would fly back home to Canada and stuff, and I was like, "What the hell?" I was
That's
like, "I
pretty
would,
cool.
yeah." But yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, so I mean, they did a fantastic job. I think for the time, I love what they did with the practical effects. I love the fact that they did create a story for
Mhm.
these characters, even though they didn't show it for anybody. Um, I thought it was very unique. Like Robert was saying, like I think it was a very unique, um, like haunted house type movie.
Yeah.
It was a little different. I know. Definitely for me, the slow motion, the flashiness was way too much,
Mhm.
but I thought it was cool. And it was just again nostalgic thing, like growing up with it and seeing
Yeah.
it with early 2000s eyes. It just kind of gave it the rose colored glasses for me.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it, and that's what saved it for me was Tony and Matthew Lillard's performance. I
Yeah.
thought was great.
No, yeah, and I mean, and you know what? Interesting enough with Shannon, I mean, she in a lot of these characters, she'll kind of play, um, she could be a little ditzy at times. Like they use her as like that beautiful woman character
Yeah.
and this and that, try to distract you. But with this one, she did pretty good. Like
Yep.
she did seem like in certain times, like she really was freaking out and she really did care about her family and all that stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I know Robert's saying a lot of people talk trash about remakes, but I think the early 2000s had a lot of. No, absolutely. I agree with you, man. They definitely did. And Robert says, I personally hate The Witch.
Well,
Don't do.
hey, you know what? That's what's great about film. Everyone, there's something out there for everybody.
No, it's true. And that's one thing that we talked about last week where The Witch is very 50-50. Either you love The Witch or you hate
Mhm.
it. But there's
Yep.
no, I haven't met anybody that said, oh, it was okay. It was like,
Yeah.
no, they hate it or they're like,
Mhm.
I need to own the best copy possible.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap things up, there is something that I did want to do. For
That's
anybody,
right.
yeah, dude, I was gonna pick the
God.
winner for tonight. So if you weren't aware, I was doing a giveaway for the last like 2.5 weeks, and let me actually grab it now for you horror fans, which I actually kind of already have it a little wrapped up here, but I'm just gonna open it up. Just give you a little teaser what it could be like when you're opening the box. Um, but so for you horror fans, you're a fan of found footage and you're a fan again of horror, you love reading. This is gonna be an awesome giveaway for you. Now, I know this giveaway was only for people on Instagram, right? Like so you had to follow me, you have to follow the Dread broadcast, which was Tim. He was supposed to be on tonight. Again, he had an emergency, so he couldn't make it. So he just sent his apologies. Let's make sure to send some good energy, some good thoughts. His like I won't that's his personal thing that happened, but definitely want to send best wishes and a quick recovery. Um, now I just popped like a few of these, but what we are giving away, it's his latest book, Like, Comment, Survive, and it even has an autograph in there,
Ooh,
which
look at
is
that.
which is awesome. So for anybody watching, the deadline was till this episode. However, I know we've seen Robert and a few others that you guys show up every week. So what I want to do, I do want to extend the entry for you guys since you're on here. So what I want you to do real quick for me, if you want to enter, just like type in the chat your favorite author. And what I'll do is I'll give you guys like 2 minutes. And then just type in your favorite author. I'll add your name to the wheel and then you'll be ready to go. And then we'll draw the winner live. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, dude, this is cool. I'm halfway through the book.
Uh-huh.
And it's so awesome. Like it's so freaking like Tim is really good, man. Like I'm working on once I finish the book, I actually want to do like a little review video for
Oh,
it.
dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah, man. I was like, you know what? I really want to do it. And the way he wrote the book, it's pretty much like a transcript. So I'll give you a quick little example here. but it's actually here. Let me make the screen big. But yeah, it's like that. Not to spoil anything, but it's like a transcript, and it really reminds me of kind of like it's obviously a found footage like horror book,
Yeah.
but it reminds me almost like the Blair Witch and what was the other, and like Hell House type style, like a
Okay.
blend of both. Let's see here. All right, I don't think we don't have any other comments. So we'll give you guys another 30 seconds. So if you want to enter, here's your chance. If not, we're just going to go ahead and spin the wheel and pick the winner. Let me actually get it ready here too. Let me share screen. Oh, here we go.
And 2, I know he has other books as well, not just that one.
No, yeah, he does, dude. Oh, here we go. Sweet.
I'm trying to see. I'm curious who's on there.
Oh, so we have KB, Son of Haven, Jeff, Horror Queen Tracy, Cheers Up Cinema, A Life in a Letterbox. We got Aaron, I Am Here Sinist, Ellie Haley. She's been on a bunch of these episodes. She was here today. Chris, Bearded Film Guy, aka Bearded Booklet Guy, aka Bearded Podcast Guy. We have Lee, and then we have you on here.
All right.
So let's see. All right, so nobody else commented. All right, guys. So we're about to go ahead and spin this, and let's see who's gonna win. Yeah, I was surprised, dude. Not that many people, entered. I guess it's a little turnout, but I guess not that many people want to read these days, especially with audiobooks and stuff. They're like, screw it.
Yeah, yeah, not a lot of people read anymore. I know,
Yeah.
I think a lot of horror fans read, but in general, I think not a lot of people do that much anymore.
Dude, I swear if you win, that would be freaking hilarious. Live. I swear, guys, it's not rigged. You guys are watching here.
He's got the proof.
I've got the proof. All right, so here we go. We're about to click. Oh, no way. Dude, no way. Are you kidding me right now?
Oh, that's too good. That is,
dude, that is amazing. Well, dude,
man, I wish Tim was here to see that.
Oh no, I gotta take a. Hold on, dude. This is amazing. I gotta add us here. Hold on. That's
hilarious.
Dude, this is so. I swear to God, dude. How? Like I was just saying. Like, let me take a screenshot of this. Let me figure out. I think it's. Oh, perfect.
It was like just a print screen or something. And you save it as a PDF.
Yes,
this is too funny,
dude. That is awesome. Well, brother, guess what? I'm gonna be shipping you this awesome freaking. Oh, let me stop sharing here. That is so damn cool, dude. That is so freaking cool.
And how well, look who almost won.
Freaking Chris. Chris almost won.
Yeah.
Like I honestly
was that, or was that Cinema Whiplash? I thought.
Oh no, that was Lee actually. I'm sorry. I thought it was.
I think that's funny.
And you know what I love about this? The fact that like you, out of all my friends, Chris, you and Lee are some of the big like readers in the group. And I was thinking, I was like, dude, that's crazy. Lee's about to win, and he has almost every Stephen King book. Yeah. And then with you, it's like, dude, I know you have the books, you collect them, you love horror as much as all of us. And it's like, dude, it's awesome, especially found footage. The fact that you have the Witch Second Sight edition, like, dude, you're gonna love this just in time. What I'll do is I'll ship it out tomorrow, dude, and then just text me your address. I'll ship it out. But dude, you even got the autograph in there.
Look at that.
So that's the lucky winner. Dude,
when he gets on the New York Times bestseller list, that'll
dude,
look at this.
And guess what? We got, because I know he has hard copies, but for me, I got a copy of this one as well. Yeah. So we both have the same. It's just so much easier to carry around, and but dude, it's so damn cool. Oh man, Oh, he's gonna flip, dude.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
that is so awesome, man. Dude, well, congrats, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dude, that's so freaking cool. Um, and yeah, besides that, guys, I mean, that wraps up episode 20 of Cinema Rewind. We've survived the glass walls, the Black Zodiac, and the 12 very angry ghosts. 13 ghosts from 2001 might be chaotic, a lot of slow motion, a lot of flashiness, but it's pure early 2000s fun and horror magic. Huge thank you to my co-host Jordan from the Movie Den. Dude, as always, thank you for jumping on and hanging out, brother. I appreciate you. I'm so glad you won. And um, yeah, man. And Tim, dude, I mean, if you're watching the recording or anything, again, we're sending our best wishes and all that good stuff. You'll definitely be back on here. I know we're gonna be hanging out on Sunday, which, dude, Jordan, I don't know if you have any plans Sunday night, but Tim's doing like this online campfire thing where we're all just gonna hang out and like say ghost stories, and it's like a very
Okay.
chill thing.
Okay.
So if you're able to make it, I know he still has plenty of spots left. I know Q's
Mhm.
gonna be there.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
but
I'll have to talk to Larissa, and if I don't have anything going on, then yeah, maybe I'll hop on.
hell yeah, dude. But dude, thank you for helping us piece together the madness of Cyrus Criticos and the Ghost Machine.
Yeah, dude.
Um, let everybody know if you got anything coming up. I know we've got some surprises for next week.
Yeah, yeah. So, you can find me. Obviously, you guys probably already, if you don't know who I am or seen me, Jordan over the Movie Den, YouTube, Instagram, and I've actually been uploading more TikTok videos, doing a lot of reels and shorts and stuff like that. And so I've been really trying to help pump out my content, because long form content, that takes a little bit, obviously, more time. So I've been really trying to hone into the short form content as well. But anyways, find me over there if you guys want to support the channel. Good Lord, right there.
There we go.
There we go. Head over to the Movie Room. They're my favorite place to get physical media. There's a lot of great places, but especially what's really cool with these guys is if you're over on the West Coast, they're based out of San Francisco area. So you get your stuff very quickly than places like Orbit, Diabolical, which I've ordered from them before, but they media mail shipping, it takes a while. So if you're on the West Coast, this is an awesome place. Their packaging is ridiculous. They've been hooking you up with some stickers
Oh, that's
lately.
cool. I
So
love that, dude.
yeah, yeah. So if you head over there, use my code MovieDen10, save yourself 10% off, or you can use that QR code. But anyways, so yesterday I didn't do a video today, but yesterday I uploaded my review unboxing of The Curse of Frankenstein, the new Hammer Films release, which it might be the release of the year for me. I think it's incredible. But anyways, check that out. Tomorrow, most likely, I'm going to have my review for Arrows in the Mouth of Madness. So be on the
Ooh,
lookout for that.
hell
And
yeah.
then tomorrow also, we're going to be unveiling what we've been planning for what seems to be quite a while. You guys probably have seen a bunch of the teases that we've been doing. So everything will be revealed tomorrow. I'm sure if you guys have been watching this, you already know it's Halloween adjacent. So, but that's going to be a lot of fun. So be on the lookout for that. And, and we were going to, so I do my Fear by Year once a month. We are skipping this month. Circumstances have come up. And so unfortunately, we're going to have to skip this month. So we'll pick back up in November. I haven't picked a date. It will be a Thursday. We'll be covering 1981 horror.
Oh, Drew was asking, Curse of Frankenstein, is that good?
Oh,
Well,
yes. It's a Hammer horror film. It's Peter Cushing. Christopher Lee plays the creature. Peter Cushing plays Baron Victor Frankenstein, and he is my favorite Dr. Frankenstein. I love his character in that movie.
hell yeah. And guys, make sure to check out that review too. I mean, if I'll add it in the description as well to this afterwards. So for wherever anybody watching this, check that out as well. But dude, I'm excited for next week.
Oh, me
Like
too.
it's gonna be so much fun. We definitely were talking about this quite a bit, and I mean it's a lot of moving parts, but it's just so
Mhm.
pumped. We're gonna have some cool guests to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Familiar face. And then as for me, guys, if you're watching this on Face the Movies, go ahead and hit subscribe. I like our buddy KB says, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. Same thing with Jordan. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff for him. And I mean, dude, first of all, I applaud you because I've seen like these reels that you've been putting on Instagram, dude. They look absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And like it's crazy to be able to create that type of content on both environments
Mhm.
because to go from like widescreen to like portrait mode and to like be editing in these different environments and uploading consistently and staying
Yeah.
with the algorithm is just, dude, it's awesome that to see you doing that.
Yeah, trying, man. It takes a lot of time, but it's fun.
It is, man. No, and I've been loving it, dude. I'm telling you, like
Thank
that
you.
that that new lens is so freaking
Oh
tack
yeah.
sharp,
Yeah, that's the one I'm using here.
dude.
I mean, like the focus and you get the bokeh in the background. I mean, it
Oh yeah. Let me see.
looks
Oh
look at
yeah.
that. Yeah, see, it just looks so good. So
Dude, I've noticed that with like between the photography, the reels, the
Mhm.
posts, the videos, everything, the live streams, like that lens has just, it's been such a crazy, like even like the color and everything.
Yeah,
Um
man. I'm
that's what
trying.
it is, man. It's just messing around with this sort of thing, little by
Yeah.
little, testing things out and
Mhm.
growing. But yeah, guys, I mean, so again, Face the Movies. You can find me on Instagram as well. Very active on there. I have one giveaway left going on, so go to my Instagram, check out that reel. It's pinned on top for you guys. I'm just a little hint: Ninja Turtles 4K Arrow box set. And besides that, I do have a podcast called Friday Night Fright Night. Every Thursday night or Friday morning, I release an episode with my buddy Lee from Cinema Whiplash, where he's my co-host. Tomorrow we're recording Arachnophobia, so we're gonna be releasing that one on Friday. That's gonna be fun. We just put out an episode last Thursday slash Friday. So it's all the videos for the podcast are on my channel. I have a playlist created so you go through that. And then for the podcast itself, it's on Shopify, on Spotify and Apple Podcast under Friday Night Fright Night. Now, besides that, I just uploaded a video this morning, so there is my Halloween movies and TV shows, my recommendations for this year. Some stuff you'll recognize, a lot of us will talk about. There's some other stuff that I've noticed that haven't been mentioned, especially like TV shows. There was a lot of stuff, if you, again, 90s, early 2000s, if you grew up in that generation, I bring up a lot of stuff from there. And it was a ton of fun to make. I hope you guys enjoy it. So check that out as well. But next week for Cinema Rewind, we won't be doing Cinema Rewind, just because it is Halloween week, but we are going to be doing a live stream at the exact same time on Tuesday at 9 p.m. So make sure to tune in, because this is like a Halloween type special thing going on that we're doing. So make sure to check that out. Uh, but I think that's it for me, other than if you want to save some money and you want to check out some movies, or you want to pick up this copy of 13 Ghosts, and you're on the East Coast, because I know Jordan was talking about the movie room on the West Coast, but if you're on the East Coast, you do have Valoria Video. If you use my code Face the Movies 10, you get 10% off your order. So if you want to pick up a copy of this film, you could check to see in their inventory if they have it in stock. If not, they have a ton of other cool things. For any reason they don't have that title, you can check out Monster Mall. They're also here on the East Coast. And if you use the code Face the Movies, you get 10% off any used titles or $1 off new movies or pre-orders. And they also have a bunch of like collectibles and stuff like that as well. But you've got options to choose from. I'd say save all three codes, because honestly, they're going to come in handy whenever you want to buy something, especially during the holidays. But you're saving 10% off across the board. So you got the movie room, Valoria Video, and Monster Mall. Uh, but besides that, I did see a comment come in. Drew was saying 13 Ghosts was such a fun film. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's why we picked it. We're like, we know we got to talk about it. It's nostalgic, early 2000s, a lot of fun. And then he was also asking you, Jordan, never watched it, but got me intrigued. How much is for the
Oh,
Frankenstein?
well, let me hold on real quick.
Yeah.
So
Oh, here we go. Hell yeah.
I'll do a quick little overview. I thought I have something on there. Anyways, it's in this like leather bound book, or not book, like outer box.
That's beautiful.
Like it's pretty crazy. And when you open this up, it goes into another box. Okay, so that, and then you have
Wow,
this, which
dude.
this artwork, I think, man, if they had a poster for this, I pick it up. But like, look how much stuff you're getting in this. 2 booklets. You're getting one of them is a graphic novel of the movie. Art cards, posters. There's 6 discs in this thing. I mean, these are like encyclopedias. I say that, go watch my review, because that I dive into everything that comes in this, and it's a lot. It is pricey. I was just looking, $81.99. I know it is pricey. I get that. But you know, you can use that code and save yourself 10% off. It save you a little money. But I mean, if this might be an expensive blind buy, I do have to say, I understand that. So if you can find it somewhere, watch it. And if you love it and you want to learn more, I mean, this is like, you won't need anything else ever for this release. They put pretty much everything in here. Um, there's multiple documentaries in this. I mean, this thing,
That's cool.
it's pretty packed.
Dude, I mean, and if you use that 10% off code, I mean, let's say you spend, like you're spending $100, right? 10% off, that's $10 right there. So out of $80, let's say, you know, that's still like what, $8?
Yeah.
That's
So
still something.
it would be like,
Yeah,
what,
like
I'm talking
70.
about $74.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, there's a lot of other releases out there where you could spend that money and
Mhm.
get less. And the fact that it does come with, I mean, dude, when it comes to documentaries, the books and all that stuff, I mean, that presentation looks phenomenal. Like, you got me intrigued, dude. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great release. A lot of people are talking about the Curse of Frankenstein from them, but all their other releases they've done this year, I've covered them all. I have them all, and they're incredible. Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter, that one, it's out of print. You really can't find it. You might be able to find it some
yeah,
places, but they're all, a lot of them are similar to this. They did that. Quatermass, if you're into kind of a Doctor Who sci-fi type film, those are pretty cool. So, but the Curse of Frankenstein is their standout release. So,
dude, that's awesome, man.
yeah.
I'm gonna look into it. I honestly, I haven't seen the review video yet.
Okay.
Because I haven't even seen this film. So it's
Mhm.
one of those like I always we need to check it out. And it
Yeah.
looks so cool, man. Seeing your post, I was like, damn, that looks pretty sick. I wonder what's in there.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's big. It's on Tubi for free. So you
Oh,
guys can
perfect.
check it out on Tubi. If you like it,
Dude,
then there
hell
you
yeah.
go. So,
I don't have anything Hammer, so that would be kind of cool to find up enjoying it to kind of have that. And is that a black and white film?
no, this is actually all in color. This was Hammer Film's first film ever done in color too.
That's cool.
hmm
What
They did this in partnership with Warner Brothers.
when did that movie come out?
I should know. 57.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah,
Damn, that's gonna be
57.
cool. Dude, I've never seen any of those originals. Any original like The
Mhm.
Mummy or like Dracula or any of that stuff. So
Yeah, this was their kickoff to where they started kind of taking the Universal monsters of the 30s and made it at the time for a more general, more modern audience. Even in the 50s, this was pretty kind of pushing the envelope. There's some gore in there. There's a gross eyeball scene
oh,
where
that's cool.
where he's putting together the monster, and he goes to the kind of an under the table, buys a set of eyes for this monster. It's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. I'm gonna
Mhm.
check that out, dude. Hell yeah. And you can't go wrong with free. So I mean, it's perfect. Tubi's been killing it, man.
Yeah.
They've got such a good library.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, guys, that's it for us for tonight. Again, make sure if you enjoyed this, if we earned that subscription, make sure to subscribe, follow on social media, all that good stuff. Reach out. If any of you guys ever want to be a guest, you know, you have your channels and you want to be a guest and jump on and talk movies with us, reach out as well. We're always looking to have new faces on here to hang out and just talk, you know, rewind the tape and talk about some old fun movies, and not even old. Sometimes they could just be out a few years ago, so it's not too bad. Um, but yeah, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a rewind. And if you enjoyed that episode, comment, let us know if you love or if you hate this movie. And which was your favorite ghost in the entire out of all 13 ghosts. But guys, until next week. Well, sort of until next week. Well, you'll find out tomorrow. But for sure, until next time, don't break any containment spells. And most importantly, if your uncle leaves you a glass house and Matthew Lillard shows up, turn the car around. But we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.